What is going on, everybody?
Everybody, wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Every week, Michael and I look for, topics that we can cover just, whenever we don't have a guest coming through. We could have scrambled and gotten a guest, but we were just like, you know what? Just kind of just let things happen naturally and just kind of do whatever we need to do. And tonight we're going to have some fun. Tonight we're actually going to have fun. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. This is Funkatopia Live. I am your host, Mr. Christopher. That is the mighty Michael Bland.
Yes. In the face, Chris.
In the face.
In the face. In the face. In the face. Yeah. Yes, he goes so high with it. In the face.
What's going on, everybody? Hello, Purple Nerd Channel. It's Cassandra Bradley, RV Creighton, Yash. What's up, guys? What's up? Man, you know what's interesting? You know what are you seeing in this? I assume everything's okay. Oh, okay. Everything's all right. Joe Cooley just made it okay because everything was all YouTube.
All right.
Yeah, so it's kind of Amito, what's going on?
All right.
Okay.
Watson is back. I see it.
So listen, if you are on YouTube and you're not subscribed and you have not clicked that subscribe button, please do so below. Click that subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, please make sure that you like and follow and all that stuff. Do like, follow, subscribe. Do it now. We'll wait. Do it now.
You'll be alive on the air now.
Yeah. Like, follow, subscribe, do your thing. Listen,
support.
Tonight we are going to have some fun. As you guys know and have seen little glimpses of, Michael and I are music heads. We literally were born within a few months of each other.
Yeah.
And no joke. And so we kind of grew up through the same eras and we kind of absorbed the same music, and we always shock each other when it was like, wait, you know that band? Yeah, I know that band. And we do this whole, and it's an ongoing thing. So tonight we decided we are going to showcase the 2020 best debut albums of bands. Specifically, if I'm looking at the list, funk, soul, a little bit of neo soul in there too, rock, a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. Not country, no country's in there, and there's none of that. We didn't do any of that. I mean, I'm sure there's
put in Hank Williams' greatest. I have no idea when he started making records.
No, but I know there's some really, really good, debut country albums out there. I mean, I know that Allman Brothers, well, I guess you can get, if you consider that country, that's more Southern rock. But I don't, the reality of it is that there's a lot of great music. There is no country tonight. So.
I don't know what that's saying, but that just happens to be the case. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, and you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. You may be able, the folks here may be able to guess. Oh, shut up, Kyle Christian.
Oh no. I forgot about that.
I didn't forget about, I did forget. See, here was the other problem too. Here was the other problem. Kyle said Betty Davis's debut album. Here was the other problem. There's so much music that you can't, just to absorb it all. It's just there's so many. There's just so many. It's just so many. Mm-hmm. So anyways, my way that I picked things were, we'll talk about that in a second, because there's a couple little blurts of things that we want to kind of bring up and discuss.
Okay.
And so I want, let's do that first.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we'll get into.
Yeah. I don't want to get messy, because I was about to say, let's get into the, I shouldn't have even interrupted you, man. Keep moving.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying we just need to make sure that we are, let's just get this stuff out of the way, and then we can sit there and talk a little bit about, that stuff. Now, unfortunately,
do we want to give them the list first and then run down, or are we going to go like itemized? We're going to reveal and talk. A
little bit of both. I mean, kind of the way I situated it out was, Well, let's talk about the two things that I have on my list first. And I had some photos up, but apparently these photos for this one item I want to talk about first in the purple world is not working for whatever reason. It was an email from Paisley Park. Right now, the print store has a lot of brand new around the world in a day merchandise that is available. They have jackets, they have shirts, they have all kinds of different things. So if you are super, super excited about the release of the 40th anniversary of the Around the World in a Day and the remastering deluxe version, whatever they're calling this, you need to head to store.prince.com or just go to prince.com, I think is what it is. And they had some pretty amazing looking, really cool looking Around the World in a Day related merch and whatnot. And you can also pre-order the album, the vinyl, the CDs, and all that stuff. Everything is out there. And they said,
just might, man. I mean, I've received a lot of swag, you know, like even the estate sent me a copy of the Diamonds and Pearls set when it came out. You know, it's but this one, I'd be inclined to put my own money down on it, man. The more I think about Around the World in a Day, that was really the record I was laying for. I mean, I think Parade, for my personal taste, eclipsed it. But Around the World in a Day is a great collection of songs, man.
I think I may have done myself a disservice with Around the World in a Day because I was in high school. Well, you were in high school too. We were in high school, and Purple Rain, when Purple Rain came out, there was this level of expectation after Purple Rain dropped of like, oh shit, well, what is he going to do now? And I remember getting Around the World in a Day on cassette and sitting in a car that really didn't have a good stereo system. And that's how I first absorbed that album, was on a shitty car stereo system. It wasn't a great one. It was the 80s. It was just but I got to say, I am looking forward to it. I'll probably end up getting it because there's nothing box set, deluxe, super deluxe, whatever that's been released that I have not gotten. There's been versions I did not get.
Complete your collection, sure. Now, here's what I want to ask you.
Okay.
Was it worse listening to Around the World in a Day in that crappy car with the system, or your first bootleg of the Black Album? Which was harder to listen to?
Well, the first bootleg of the Black Album was harder to listen to because it was already a crappy recording out of the gate. It wasn't the store released Around the World in the Day. It was already crappy, and I was listening to it through a cheap Walkman. Remember the Walkmans with the little teeny foam, the little orange foam things for your ears?
I think I remember that.
That's what I listened to. So not only was I listening to it on a very low end Walkman, but then the recording itself was not great. But you know, when you're sitting there listening to Rebirth of the Flesh and listening to Crystal Ball, listening to, you know, it's just, and Sexual Suicide, and you're just like, what? What's happening?
Yeah, I remember somebody telling me like, man, the Black Album it ain't as funky. The real release. It's like I need all that noise, all that. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Some of these people, man. Some of y'all out there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cindy seems hot.
Yeah.
Love it.
And Rock Hard in a Funky Place. And
man. Yes.
See, now, and the reason why I just named a couple of tracks that were not on the Black Album is because the bootleg of the Black Album I had was longer than what they released, which just goes to show just it was like this culmination of stuff that was supposed to be on the Crystal Ball release. And it was like, but the way that it was crafted together, it had this continuity that was just like, wow, this is really, really great.
Okay.
But that's not how it was. So whoever it was that actually was the curator of that collection was like, okay.
That's the problem with getting stuff you're not supposed to get.
Yeah, I know.
Which every Prince fan right here in this chat room can testify.
That's right.
Y'all all got just a bunch of bootlegs at the house.
Yeah, I got there's a couple behind me right now. I showed you that one. The oldest bootleg I have, and this was one that
Prince Jewel box with the
Royal Jewels. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one.
I was in Amsterdam for I was in Amsterdam. I was in Den Haag for 2 days.
The Royal Jewels. Do you
Yes,
remember
that's
this
it.
one? That's
Yes,
it.
somebody, some random fan. Hey, would you like to buy? See, I have the.
That's it.
I'm from Scheveningen. I have this bootleg of the Prince. Maybe you would like to hear.
And also,
okay.
somebody actually pressed vinyl and did artwork and everything for Chocolate Box. Look at this. Look at this.
Okay, that's the one I've never heard.
Look at
That's
that.
one of them I've never heard. That's wow. That's Prince's writing. That's his penmanship.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
what, are you serious right now?
I believe it.
Because look at the smudge. That just goes to show this is actually a legit one. Look at the ink smudges. This is like,
I'm trying to tell you.
I literally have. You're telling me
a lot
that
of things down, man. That looks like his a manifestation of his handwriting.
You're telling me that I have a vinyl that has actually been drawn on, physically drawn on by Prince.
I don't know about all that. I just know
it's smearing, dude. Look, it's literally smearing the ink. This is like not. This is not a reprint.
Okay, you don't think that's a reprint? You think that's an actual?
It literally is smear. It's not smearing like a reprint. It's smearing like, and if you can look really close, you can actually see the actual grains of the pen and everything. It's just this is literally, this is written on here.
I mean, there's always a chance I could be wrong, but that looks like
when
Prince used to write in uppercase. I'm like,
so yeah, so I have this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the oldest one I have.
Yeah, I got it.
Now, and there's some other ones we're going to talk. I'm going to talk about. Well, we'll talk about some. We're not going to be talking about bootlegs tonight, but let's just say. I mean that was a fun little moment.
And we were worried about content tonight. We haven't even talked about what we came on to talk about.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, not. Well, and there's one more thing. There's one more thing I want to talk about, and you and I were talking about it a little bit before the show.
All right.
Was this is 2025 is the 20th anniversary of Funkatopia. 20th anniversary. I bought the domain name in 2004, actually had a website set up in 2005 and just started kind of dropping things on, just trying to figure out what I was going to do. And of course, here we are 20 years later. I mean, this is great, but you know, we need, I feel like we're kind of hitting a glass ceiling. And on top of that, it doesn't feel like we haven't done anything to celebrate the 20th anniversary just because we've just been doing a lot of shit. But I will tell you that there is going to be a lot of new merch that is going to be added to the store. For instance, this was actually a horizontal Funkatopia logo that I had actually created. If you see it online, you can go to funkatopia.com/shop and you can see it, but there's like vinyl on the O's and stuff. And it was basically a horizontal logo that I created, and a lot of people like the shirt. So I made them, and those are available on the store, but nothing that says 20th anniversary, nothing that reflects this show and you and I on this show. And Uptown Radio, and just different types of merchandise that features us, that features, you. I mean, that we need Funkatopia stuff that kind of a little bit. You all right? Just making sure everything's good.
I heard another conversation going on and I couldn't figure out what was happening. I think it's something I hear it. It's something in our feed.
I don't hear anything in my feed.
Okay.
If you guys are hearing anything, I don't know. So anyways, 20 years I've been doing this, 20 years. And so myself and my daughter, actually my middle daughter, who's in her 20s, who's an amazing artist. We're going to be creating a bunch of 20th anniversary type of stuff. We're also going to be creating some Funkatopia live merch that's going to feature, some type of imagery of Michael and myself showing Funkatopia live. And there's going to be all types of different types of merch that we're going to be make it available on a variety of different things. One of the things that I will tell you that will be hitting the stores at some point this month. Well, before October 1st, is this Sugar Skull that I've been working on. Michael, I sent you an early version of this, but I've been working on it quite extensively. Okay. But there's a Sugar Skull that is coming that is going to be this design right here, which I've done a lot of work on, and it is actually going to be on shirts. It's going to be on a large shirt. We're going to have it as a logo shirt. It's going to be one on the back. Shirt to say Funkatopia like this on the front, but it may be this logo smack in the middle on the back, maybe some on the sleeves. We're going to be doing just a variety of different things, but I just wanted to kind of unveil to you this really, really cool Sugar Skull design that I created. And I actually designed this in Photoshop, and probably the most insane moment was wedging that 2005 to 2025 in the jaw of the skull. That was quite an undertaking, because it's quite an undertaking because I had to find a font that was kind of funky enough, and then I had to use this setting in Photoshop called Puppet Warp, and I had to like kind of squeeze it in, and then even after I did Puppet Warp, it was still all screwy, and it was just a lot. So this is going to be available, so look for it to come soon. I obviously will make the announcement once it is available, but yeah, this is one of the first things. And hey, anybody that wants to contribute or is an artist and you think, hey, I got some really, really cool designs, or I'm like kicking it with AI and I think I can come up with some crazy stuff, please, by all means, help us out. We would love to be able to get some more crazy designs, because this arrangement that we'll have with a particular merchandising vendor, they're allowing us now to be able to send the designs directly to them, and then they can make things on the fly as they go and send it out. So instead of us having to maintain inventory, because I still got a bunch of embroidered inventory here, so which just can't move because either the people don't like the sizes or it's hats and whatever else, but there's a lot of stuff. Anyways, all right, should we do it?
Yeah, man. We've already been on for almost 20 minutes. We ain't talked about none of it.
All right, here's what I'm going to tell you. Tonight, we are going to be having a good time doing the 20 best debut albums from bands. We didn't specifically say funk bands. We didn't say any of that stuff. And technically, it's 22. So essentially, I picked out 10 that I liked. Michael picked out 10 that he liked. And I think what ended up happening is that like 4 of them were ones that we both agreed on.
Okay.
And so we both picked a couple extra and put them in. So now there's so we have 20 now.
Okay.
Now my method of picking the debut album was, can I still put this album into this day and play it front to back and still feel the same way that I did when I first put it on? Am I still like juiced up by it? Is it still like a great album? Not that I'm playing, like there's a couple things on here that I don't play on a regular basis, but are still amazing albums. So that's kind of where my head was at as far as how I picked my best. Was there any particular scenario that you went through to pick yours?
Yeah, I think I had to consider how often I listened to it. Like for me, it's like there's a lot of debut records to consider, but I wanted to pick ones that I knew, the ones that I know like every nook and cranny. Like I listened to on just repeat and just never got tired of, really. That was my criteria. Like where if I went through a period in my life where it's like I can't like I remember Marcus Miller saying that when Jaco Pastorius's solo record came out, he said he put it on the turntable and it didn't leave the turntable for like 6 months. He just listened and listened and listened. Like just like records that had that kind of impact on me, but also records I couldn't really get away from, you know?
Yeah. And there's plenty of albums that are like that are not debut albums.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. So and that's why I had my criteria was played with a little bit. I mean, there's any XTC record that I would put on that list, but
their debut one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. I heard Generals and Majors the other day, man. It blew me away again.
Well, XTC's first album was White Noise, right? So that was That's when they did that version of All Along the Watchtower.
I'm not even familiar with it. I thought that Drums and Wires was where I discovered
that was like their second or third.
Yeah, Making Plans for Nigel was like, what's that? What's this drum sound? Like, what is this crazy guitar part? You know?
Yeah. So that's kind of so we're gonna go through our 20 here, but before we do that, we have just a couple that are in honorable mentions. I know typically we would do this at the end, but I kind of felt like that was it was kind of like a fizzle ending. I just want to do the honorable mentions first.
Brother. Let's go. Yeah.
All right. So the honorable mentions was really, really difficult because there was a handful of albums that were on the list, off the list. And like, for instance, I had 9 Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine. This is just kind of giving you an idea of where my head was at as far as some of the albums that I was considering for the list. And just also so you guys can get some expectations about how we are like all over the map as far as the style of music that we chose.
Sure.
So I had 9 Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine. The only tour that I actually saw them on, which is their very, very first album, obviously Trent's first album, which was a great tour, but it was like a human trash compactor in there. The Police's Outlandos D'Amour.
I almost picked that one. Okay.
Maroon 5 Songs About Jane. The Fixes Shuttered Room, Prince's For You. I mean, there was like a bunch of them that was kind of on and off. And believe it or not, just so you know, so you don't get excited, Prince's For You is not on this list tonight. So I don't want anybody to get upset, but it ain't on here. All right, just so you know kind of where we're at. So let's do this. Here's the first one. Here is my honorable mention. And basically, I'll just show the picture. And here it is, Erykah Badu's Baduizm.
Oh, wow. That's very funny to me, man.
And let me just tell you, so Questlove and the Roots basically, took a page out of the book of the Native Tongues. If you guys don't remember who the Native Tongues are, they were like a hip hop collective that basically they call them hip hop hippies. Essentially, the Jungle Brothers and De La Soul and Tribe Called Quest and Queen Latifah, Busta Rhymes, Moni Love, all those guys or whatever. And he borrowed that concept and he actually put together a collective called the Soulquarians, which was very, very similar in sound, but it was D'Angelo, it was Erykah Badu, it was Common, it was John Legend, Bilal, Mos Def, Pino Palladino, Talib Kweli, Q-Tip, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And some of which were actually members of the Native Tongues, matter of fact.
Okay.
But this is a release, Erykah Badu's Baduizm. This is my honorable mention that came out of Questlove's Soulquarians. It was produced by Bob Powers, who worked on Tribes Called Quest, Low End Theory, D'Angelo's Brown Sugar, Michelle and Degeocello, and others. And so, anyways, this is my honorable mention. It would have made it into the top 10, but it just kind of creeped out. But I mean, there's some really great tracks on here, on and on. A lot. I didn't realize how much of the Roots were actually on this. Because they actually they're like the full band on a lot of different things. And James Poyser from the Roots is like on here as well. And who else did I see on this album that was really, really interesting? But anyways, that was my honorable mention.
Are you telling me that Quest played drums on Baduizm?
Yes.
Okay, so then Poogie was her live drummer. I always wondered if Poogie played on Poogie Bell, another very famous drummer from New York. I thought that maybe he had also done some recording, but maybe not.
Well, I mean, he could well have but Questlove is the writer on a lot of this stuff. And normally if he's listed as the writer, it typically means that he was in charge of maybe like some of the mixing or clips, kind of like what Q-Tip does, or he, was the one that kind of established the beats and stuff. And I do know that he did play on this album. Now, whether or not there were other drummers, I don't have that level of.
That's fine.
I probably could look it up. But
yeah, he's right. Poogie was on the live record. Buddy B just said, "Thank you." I knew that he had been on some recording with her. It was live. Buddy B at 712 said that. And Keith Upchurch said, "On and On" isn't on this album.
Yes, it is.
I need proof.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's a proof? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can look. I can look it up, but I'm.
Yeah, it is, man.
I'll look it up right now. I mean,
all
but
right.
I mean, I mean, if I have to do this, I will.
If we're gonna get into it.
Let's see here. Yeah, there it is right there. You want proof? I got a proof shit now. All right.
Where's that disclaimer? Where's the
All right, here it is. Here is the Wikipedia page of Bodywism. I have it over here, but I don't want to sit and dig through shit right now.
Yeah.
But here it is, the Bodywism page on Wikipedia.
He's already saying my bad. He's already walking
on and on.
Right,
Apple tree. Yeah.
It's all right, Keith. I do it all the time.
Yeah, Keith is a troublemaker. All right, so now let's talk about your honorable mention. Do you want to do a little preface on this, or the?
No, just drop it, man. I think it's very funny that we both chose like kind of two women within like within the early ages of the neo soul movement.
Yeah, and here it is, India Arie's Acoustic Soul. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, talk about it.
Well, what is there to say other than, man, it just, first off, she comes from an era where talent matters.
Right.
Great musician, great singer. Songs are about something. Like she kind of, I guess I don't know if I have my chronology correct, but I'm trying to think about when did Miseducation of Lauryn Hill come out?
Well, this album came out in 2001.
This is, yes, I'm saying, I'm trying to figure out how much time it took between Lauryn Hill dropping her solo debut to get to Acoustic Soul.
And the Miseducation came out in 1998, August of 1998. So this came out like 3 years later.
Sure. Okay. So it's probably a part of that movement, a part of things opening up.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many songs on this record. I love Video, Ready for Love, Brown Skin.
Yeah,
I like A Promise is a Promise. I really like all the songs on this record, man.
Have you heard Prince do Brown Skin?
I think I might have seen something on YouTube of him kind of.
He did an instrumental of that on Third Eye TV when he was with Third Eye Girl, and they were dropping those studio clips and stuff and whatnot. And then they also played it live, and Shelby J was singing as well.
Ooh.
So
I like that.
Yeah. That's that you can find if you just look for Prince Brown Skin, you can find it on YouTube. But yeah, there you go. All right.
Anyway, she's my just because I was like, finally, somebody gave me a little more faith in this business. That talent can win out, that strong songwriting is not a myth. She just, I don't know. She got me.
It's kind of like that breath of fresh air that you had when Esperanza Spalding won Album of the Year. You were like,
right. It's like, okay, yes, let a real one get some, man. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I like when a real one gets theirs, man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, all right. So now we're going to get into the actual top 10. Now, what I did was I did one of mine, and then I'll do one of Michael's, and it was kind of just go back and forth. And then, of course, if there's one that we agree upon, I kind of drop those in because there wasn't but anyways, you get the idea. Let's go ahead and get this one frame out of the way, because Michael, the ones that you picked, and I know the ones that I picked, but let's go ahead and get this frame out of the way so you guys don't expect to see any of these on the list. Are you guys ready? Okay.
I'm ready. Whoa.
Okay.
Sorry.
Listen. I understand.
We missed some mess, man. I wasn't even thinking about none of those.
I understand why people's heads about to explode, dude.
Yeah, they're going to be mad.
Sheila E.'s Glamorous Life, The Family, Vanity. I'm reading it I know you guys can read, but I'm reading it for the Spotify and iHeartRadio folks and whatever. Sheila E.'s Glamorous Life, The Family, Apollonia 6, Vanity 6, The Time, Madhouse 8, Gold Nigga, Jill Jones. Yeah. None of these are on the list. I really struggled with this, and just the same reason I struggled with Prince's For You. Every single one of these albums stands on its own. It stands on its own. Mm-hmm. There's no And you're gonna think, oh well, the 20 albums that you're about to cover better knock
They
me
better be
off.
standing like a mug. Yeah, right. They better be standing by themselves.
And the reality of it
As
is the reality of them is some of them don't. Some of them don't stand up to some of these. But the reason why is because all of these are works of Prince, with the exception of MPG, obviously, which is still technically had his fingerprints all over it. But all of these, for the most part, are the works of Prince, and they were performed by band members. But even in studio, that what you're hearing on these albums is majority Prince. So that was the biggest, with the exception, obviously, of like Madhouse and things like that. But that was the crux for me, because I'm like, look, we could do this, and right there, that could be half the list, between For You and these, there you go. There's half the list. So
yes,
we wanted to make sure we wanted to have fun, and we wanted to be fair, and we wanted to take you guys on a journey and not be on some kind of, we're like, oh, here we go. Oh, Jill Jones. Let me guess. Madhouse is next, right? So you're not going to see these. All right. Are we done? Are we good?
Yeah.
All right.
Take them away, man.
Oh, yeah. No, Buddy says you forgot the Maserati album. I did not forget the Maserati album, because that had Prince's fingerprint on it in the form of 100 miles per hour, but everything else on that album was Brown Mark. So yeah, that would have been another great one that should have been in that mix, but we did not. All right. So I'm going to start with one of mine. I'm going to go with the most obvious one first.
All right.
And I think everybody here is probably expecting to see it. So there it is.
All right. Well, I'm glad at least one of us had it on the list. Yeah.
Yes. Jesse Johnson's review. This I just got done doing the 40th anniversary of this album with Jesse Johnson. It was myself and Jesse Johnson, and we went through this album track by track. He told stories about this. So if you missed it, you need to go back and check out that show. It was a great show. As you know, Jesse Johnson doesn't do a lot of interviews. So for him to come on as many times as he has, was like 3 or 4 times now. But to do this is really, really cool, to actually sit down and go through every song on this album and talk about where his mind was and what was going on and blah, 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 blah. It was really, really cool. But this is really a period of my life where I was bouncing around from place to place, and I guess a nomad, if you will. I was staying in Southwest Atlanta. I don't even remember where I was staying. It was somebody's house, and I don't even remember whose house it was. I don't even know. I think I lost my virginity. I think I lost my virginity in the house.
I was gonna say, it sounds like you got a little more story.
Yeah, I mean, there is. I mean, there's still stories that go with it. But anyways, I would take my money, any money that I earned, and I would go down to the record store down there. There was a funk and soul and hit a rap place that was down there, and I gathered everything I possibly could. And surprisingly enough, those gifts that I sent out to all of the Patreon supporters earlier in the month, and my cassette of Jesse Johnson's review that I bought is in one of those bags that went to one of the board of directors. So if you are one of the board of directors that got a bag that has that cassette tape in it, that is a 40-year-old cassette tape that you're holding on to that I bought with my money. So just kind of give you a little bit of an idea that cassette tape, even if you don't have a cassette player, just guard that with your life, because that is literally something that has been with me for 40 years. And I don't even remember who I sent it to. So whoever board of directors one, you got it. It's pretty freaking awesome. But man, this album still is the test of time.
Oh, sure.
I mean, Be Your Man. I Want My Girl. Can You Help Me? I mean, this is just it is such a great, great album. And it holds up still to this day.
I agree. I'm sorry. I'm just petting Bootsy because he's over here.
No, but it's just like,
I heard you.
Yeah. Keith says, just as cool. You have to meet. Yes, I will. Yeah, I'll agree to that.
You might not want to say that right on the air there, Keith Upchurch. You don't want Jesse showing up at your door. What now? What, man? What the?
He knows. He knows. You ain't telling.
All right.
He ain't telling me. He doesn't tell me. All right. So now we're gonna do. Michael's first. Michael, you're else to tell us a little bit about.
Man.
Here's Michael's first one. Here it is.
Run this whole house. Yes.
D'Angelo's Brown Sugar. That is Michael's top 10 best debuts. Go ahead and
he just issued a whole new. He started a whole new thing, man. Like I was like, well, what is this?
Yep.
And I think the first time I heard it, I was over at Morris Hayes at his studio, and he was like, "Bland, you need to hear this, man." I was like, "Well, what is it? Well, who is he? Where did he come from?" And then he put it on. Oh, and then I just shut up and I sat back like,
yeah,
what is this? Like it's funky, it's church, it's slide, but it's Curtis Mayfield, but it's also, I mean, he just figured out a way to put his own stamp. He took all of it. He kind of did what Prince did. He took everything from his predecessors and he synthesized it. Gave it a new twist. I mean, I can't overestimate or overstate rather the significance of D'Angelo's debut record, man. I mean, who could? I can't hear you now. Is it me or is that you?
No, it's me.
Okay.
You got Ali Shaheed Muhammad on that title track, Brown Sugar. Raphael Sadiq is on Lady on this. There's like a couple of drops that are on here. And of course, this is part of that Soulquarian mix.
Right. It's another get for that Philadelphia crew.
Yeah. I mean, and it was just, I mean, let me just tell you, when they put together the crew, they put together a crew. I mean, that was I mean, it was just a monster. They still do that stuff to this day. I mean, Odd Future is another one of those collective groups with
with Tyler the Creator.
Tyler the Creator and Future and Sid and the Internet, Earl Sweatshirt, Frank Ocean, all those guys. I mean, they still do these collectives to this day. I mean, it's a monster. It's pretty amazing. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, but the thing about putting these collectives together is that when you do, you can't just have these acts that are just, you can't have something that's a black sheep. Everything has to work and it has to have that same type of vibe or that same type of, sound. And Questlove and those crew, man, they got an ear because they obviously, to be able to pick out, voices like Mos Def's, or Yasin Bey, and Common and Erykah Badu and Jill Scott.
I was gonna say Jill Scott's in there too, man.
It's like, I mean, to be able to hear those voices in their infancy and go, that's something, that is something, and be able to be right on every single finger point that you do.
It was like a new Motown phase, actually. I mean,
oh man, it was
almost everybody who came to Motown had something,
Yeah,
and they kept working until they, till it was publicly viable, whatever it is. They kept going back to the drawing board on some of them people, like is it the Shirelles? Not the Shirelles, but the Supremes. I'm sorry. For a while they couldn't really hit, but they kept working at it. And then Diana joined the group and so on and so forth. And
it's just amazing. It's just another great addition to that. And I don't know. I can't remember.
Address Keith Upchurch's question first.
Sure.
And I can do it very quickly. It's at 7:25. He asked Michael Bland, how did Prince feel about the D'Angelo during that era? Only thing I remember Prince saying, first off, his retort was musical because the next thing I heard him record was a song called Tomorrow. And I remember him saying something in the studio. I was sitting in Studio B listening. And he said something, I'm going to make that boy turn that falsetto loose. I think Prince felt, I think that Prince felt a little threatened and a little like, okay, Where's this thing going? You know?
Well, I know that they worked together, you know, at least recorded together at various points in Paisley Park. And I know that
Sure.
D'Angelo was really, really broken up when Prince passed away. But I don't remember, was there anything ever released that they recorded together? I don't think that there was there?
I don't think so. I mean, if that would have been slightly beyond my tenure, I don't know what happened during those years, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would have been interesting to see anything that came out with Prince and D'Angelo in the,
but I can tell you he was listening.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. He's a listener.
Oh yeah.
All right. So now we're going to go back to me. And this is one I've talked about before. Matter of fact, we've had him on the show recently. And I just to kind of give you a little bit of a taste of how we're kind of all over the place. My next selection is Thomas Dolby's The Golden Age of Wireless.
That's all right.
So I think it really kind of really depends on where your head was at in the 80s. If you were around in the 80s, if you are a newer human being, welcome. But if you were a teenager in the 80s, you could not, you could not avoid this album, and there were certain things you could avoid, and the new wave movement was it. Not even Prince avoided the new wave movement. He was very much in that movement.
He's responsible for quite a bit of it to me.
Right, exactly. So bands like this, again, I'd mentioned The Fix and Shuttered Room, and obviously The Fix's Reach the Beach album, and and you get Flock of Seagulls, and that whole movement was amazing. Thomas Dolby was on a very, very different level, because he was doing this level of writing that was just, he was writing lyrics that were very, very created really, really distinct visuals. And the music was just very well produced, and just had great hooks. The one weird thing about this album was that it came out in like 4 different versions. There was a version that didn't even have She Blinded Me with Science on it. There was a version that had another song called The Wreck of the Fairchild. I think, The Wreck of the Fairchild was with so there was like a bunch of different versions. One had a long version of She Blinded Me with Silence. One had a shorter version. It was just all over the place. So
I think I think, can I just interject?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Because my feeling always was just that nobody really knew what to do with Thomas Dolby as an artist. I think they experimented a lot with him. And I don't think She Blinded Me with Science is an anthem. We know that.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was never able to repeat that success, it's crazy. His records, every one of his records are brilliant, man.
Oh yeah. Aliens Ate My Buick is like filled like front to back with just like unreal. I mean, great tracks.
The Flat Earth is incredible.
Yep. And then of course the other song off this album, One of Our Submarines, just that one is created the most visuals for me. It just had this feeling to it. It created a space. It was just so enveloping. There was, I'm trying to think of some other bands that kind of did that. You know, The Cure did that a lot, but it's just to be able to create music that really creates a visual component just from hearing it. It just puts you in a different space. It's just,
he has that. Yeah. He transports the listener. Definitely.
Yeah. So that was mine. And so now we get to move to.
Can I just make a note in between? Because somebody just brought up one I'm really mad about.
What's that?
EM01 at 731 said George Michael's Faith has my vote for outrageously good debuts. It got right past me.
Yep.
But I agree 100%.
Yeah. It's that
Some people were so good for so long. You don't remember what happened. He hit the gate running.
I mean,
we didn't.
Whitney Houston's debut album.
Same thing. Yeah. It's like yes.
It's like, all right.
Absolutely.
Right? It's kind of all us. Yeah. So
it's only 20. I mean,
there's only 20.
Mid 50s, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of music.
Yeah, we could have easily probably done a top 25 each. We easily.
Sure. Yeah, with
Yeah,
no
could have.
crossover, with no similar picks.
Right. So the next one, Michael and I both agreed on. And so I think I saw somebody mentioned it earlier, and it just goes to show once again how far outside of the circle we're going. And that was Led Zeppelin's debut album. So
Yeah.
obviously with Led Zeppelin, you know, Jimmy Page had just come from the Yardbirds.
That's right.
With playing with Eric Clapton. So we already had that. He already had that rock.
Did he come in to replace Jeff Beck?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you remember the music history of that period of time, you had Eric Clapton, you had Jimmy Page, you had Jeff Beck, you had Jimi Hendrix, who had gone over there. I don't know. I don't remember what the original, it wasn't a draft dodging thing because he was actually in the service. He went over there for something. And I think it was just to expand his career and just kind of learn a little bit more and just kind of envelop himself in another area of the world. And he just blew up there, and he was doing these little teeny shows, and, you know, guys like Clapton were, you know, showing up and just sitting there, just watching them all bug eyed.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so Jimmy Page came over from the Yardbirds, and then they just kind of managed to put this band together that is just, I mean, you can't even get. Well, Led Zeppelin was just one of these bands that's just unreal, because for the first album out to have Communication Breakdown on it, Good Times, Bad Times, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, You Shook Me,
right?
Confused.
Was Black Country Woman on that record? I can't remember.
Black Mountainside, you mean?
Black Mountainside, yeah. One of them.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
that
Black
that Black Country Woman song? Is on the...
yeah. Black Mountainside is on here too. Yeah, this album is just like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't whoop it, man. Yeah. I mean, without question. The first time I heard Good Times, Bad Times, it changed my whole life as a drummer. I like, what is going on here?
And that's what I meant to ask you too. That was my other takeaway on this, is like, when you heard John Bonham, where were you at? What were you thinking?
I was I was putting away my Rush records and my Billy Cobham records, and I was like, I want to play like that dude.
That's it. You know, it's just nobody played drums like him, man. He was,
yeah. By the time I heard Kashmir, it was like, what is that sound? Why is he so powerful and hypnotic? And it's just, I mean, he's just pushing it, man.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about Zeppelin to me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
You had this sort of perfect balance between these two vets, Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones, and then you got these two young dudes that, you know, it's like got all the fire, you know. It's just, I mean, you got Bonham and you got Plant. It's like, you know, it's like lightning and thunder, man. They had everything.
Yeah,
they had everything. Yeah,
Led Zeppelin was a monster for sure. All right, so now I'm going to go over to you. And what's interesting about this is technically we both did this one. I had it on my list, and it kept falling off of my list, and then it came. And then you picked it up. You were like, I like that one because I had mentioned it to you. I like that one.
That's right. Yes. Okay. I remember now.
So we put it on that. We'll put it on you since we're in the rock arena. And so the next one on the list is Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are You Experienced?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had to look this up because I was like, is this really Jimi Hendrix's first album? It was just like, I think the mystique of Jimi Hendrix and all the recording and stuff that he did in the studio and everything that he did on a regular basis, just going, to know that this is actually his Jimi Hendrix Experience's first album is just mind-boggling to me, because it reads like a friggin' greatest hits album.
Well,
I mean, Purple Haze. This is all on this album. Just so you know, Are You Experienced is not a greatest hits album, folks. This is his debut release.
it's not, but it is.
It's not, but it is. Purple Haze, Manic Depression, Hey Joe, Lover Confusion, May This Be Love,
Oh man.
I Don't Live Today,
Oh.
The Wind Cries Mary, Fire,
Oh, man.
Third Stone from the Sun, Foxy Lady, and Are You Experienced?
You can't even make a record that good now. Nobody can.
What is happening? How is that your debut album? That is a greatest hits album. That's a greatest hits album right there. It's just
I got nothing to add to it, man. I put all DAP on that record. Now, if my personal favorite between the two would be Axis Bold as Love. I just have a thing for that record. But this,
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
That was like it was just nonsensical. It was
Well,
just,
it probably was also I've amassed all these songs that are too freaky for all these other people I've been working with. So maybe I should try recording them myself. I mean, he played with Little Richard, he played with the Isley Brothers, so it wasn't like, he wasn't around some people who were somebody.
Right.
So I'm sure he was learning the whole time and probably like, okay, he was probably cataloging songs. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of these records that we're going to be talking about, I think that really happened. That luckily they had enough time to develop their repertoire, But a lot of people come to their sophomore effort empty-handed,
Right. No,
Hendrix,
that was not the
Hendrix
case.
kept moving.
Yeah,
oh man,
he absolutely kept moving. He absolutely kept moving. All right, so we're doing good so far, I would say. Now
it depends on who you ask, because I know somebody over here is being a hater.
Oh,
there's always some haters.
It's all right. I expect haters on this show. I expect them. So now we're going to go back over to my selection, and this one means a lot to me for a variety of different reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and post the album because to me, it still stands the test of time. I'll just post it. Van Hunt.
Oh boy. Yes.
So first off, I love Van Hunt.
Mm-hmm. So do I.
Yeah, but this album, his debut album is just a pitch perfect album. It's just laid back. It has all these, really great intricate melodies, catchy chord changes, just so musically correct. Mm-hmm. Even with the iconic to me accident that's on there on the song Hold My Hand. You remember the song Hold My Hand? There's a part in there where he starts to sing the chorus when it drops out, mm-hmm. and he like quickly retracts and then goes back in it. And I actually saved that clip if you don't remember it, but the fact that this is still on the album is just endearing to me. This is, let me know if you can hear this. I love that. I love the fact that there's a mistake on that song, mm-hmm. and it's just endearing to me. Now, the other part of this too is that I've known Van for about 20 years. Matter of fact,
probably haven't you? Because he's from Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah, here's a picture of him and me at we were in downtown Atlanta at Apache Cafe. Matter of fact, there's an extra added. Yeah, this is a long time ago.
If I didn't know you, I think you were a troublemaker, man. You'd be a dude. I would.
Yes,
I'm like,
this is 20 years ago.
White dude over there, man. That dude with the necklace, him. Well, like you, if we met and you look like that, we would have never got tight, man.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know what to think about you, brother.
Yeah, I know. So this is 20. As a matter of fact, this is I actually have a guitar on my wall that he actually signed. Matter of fact, that guitar right there is signed
Yes.
by Van Hunt. He actually
Yeah.
signed that.
I
So-
could see Van coming because when Sonny and I were working with I've mentioned this before with Dion Ferris,
Mhm.
that's how we met Van. Randy Jackson put us together with Van, and we cut at some studio in Atlanta, actually. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, there's so many of them.
Mhm.
Tree Sound was like really big back
I
in the
wouldn't know
day.
because I'm not that familiar.
Yeah.
I always threatened to move
So-
to Atlanta during my first marriage. I was like, if we break up, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to the black man's Mecca. But
So
Minnesota's too strong. I'm
yeah,
still
so
here.
this is a picture of us from 2005, as I already shown you, and then
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's so
here we are. Here we are, many years later.
Mhm.
Here we
That's
are.
all right.
This
Yep.
is a picture of me and him hanging out after the show with
Sure.
he was opening. Was it the 25th anniversary of this album? It was, but he was playing with Andy Allo. Andy Allo actually came
Okay.
and opened up for him. But yeah, so I think the thing about it. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, is Seconds of Pleasure on that record?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's also Down Here in Hell with You. I mean, it's just
Okay. I'm just making sure I know what I'm.
needless to say, the reason why that album holds such a special place in my heart is because of the fact that, I was able to, hang with him during that creative process here in Atlanta,
Mhm.
just kind of, watching him play his music in these super small clubs like the Apache Cafe and be sitting there with like maybe 30 other people just chilling at tables while he's just cutting it up. He did a pop-up show behind a McDonald's in it was like South Atlanta.
All right.
It was like folding chairs and everything, but when he landed a spot opening up for the Brand New Heavies when they did a reunion with India Davenport,
Mhm.
and he was trying to promote his album On the Jungle Floor, and when he got that spot to open up for Brand New Heavies, I was like, yeah, man, this is it. And sorry for the rabbit hole, but I kind of got to geek. This is the only person I'm going to geek out like.
Hey, you know this
about
dude,
this.
man. Yeah. That's
So-
all right.
So the thing about it is that he was trying to promote On the Jungle Floor, and he got that spot with open up for Brand New Heavies, and I was so happy for him that he was able to hit like that. And then he signed some deal with Blue Note, and he recorded this album called Popular. And I still don't know what the full story was, but Blue Note shelved the album, and he fought that for like years trying to get it to release. Meanwhile, he had a couple other albums that kind of hit, but without Popular as part of that musical progression that people were hearing, it was like it was kind of like Prince in the 80s. If you took any of those albums out, like an album out, the progression from one to the next would be like, whoa there, Tex.
Right. Mhm. Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened with Van Hunt, is that because they took Popular out of that mix, that the crowd just got lost by the time he dropped. But I will tell you, if you go to Spotify and look up Van Hunt's album Popular, it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is a really, really, really good album.
Somehow the very best slipped through the cracks, man. I'm telling
I
you.
know, man.
That's,
I know.
I mean, he's too good for this industry. A lot of people are like that, man. They're too good for this industry because the industry can only hold on to so much. They and the industry is loyal to the industry. They're not loyal to artistry.
Yeah. So, and then of course he got with Halle Berry, and then at that point in time,
Well,
he's still writing, but I don't know what the I don't know what the process
hey,
is.
that's all right. I'll just say this though, also, because I don't think enough people comment on his guitar playing. To me, Van is like the reincarnation of Teenie Hodges, like the dude from those Al Green records. Like he plays exactly like that dude.
Right. Yeah, he's a monster. He's a
Incredible,
great pianist too. And he also played with a lot of the writing on that album was done with a guy named Curtis Whitehead.
Mm-hmm.
And Curtis Whitehead actually, he played at those same clubs. So you'd sit and be watching Van Hunt and Curtis Whitehead come up there and play. And that dude was fire also. Was like,
All right.
he was like watching like a Sly Stone type of
Mhm.
vibe. It's just like I don't know what I'm just seeing here. And
Some people got it, man.
And
Yeah.
for everything to die the way that it did and just fizzle out the way that it did, it's like I don't understand. It's like one of those really loud firecrackers and then nothing.
Who knows, man? Some people don't want to see you win.
Yeah.
You
All right,
know?
let's get to your next collection. Next selection.
Next selection from my
Next-
collection.
That's right. Your next collection selection. And
Selection,
that is
selection.
all right.
Well,
Introducing the hard line according to Terrence Trent D'Arby. All right. You got to go in on this one.
all right. I'll start with saying I was walking across the parking lot at Paisley and Prince pulled up on me and in the yellow Beamer right in front of me. I go, hey, Prince. We started talking about something, but then we got onto the subject of Terrence Trent D'Arby's, like his latest record at the time, which I'm trying to remember. It was the next one. It might have been Vibrator. And Prince said, I think somebody else wrote those songs on his first record. Like, because where'd the momentum go? Where did that was Prince's, like, it was too good. He couldn't have done that. That was Prince's perspective on it. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. Do you know? Do you know the answer? Or
I know, I don't, but Terrence is a very talented dude,
Okay.
I mean, I don't think that it's something he couldn't have done on his own, but a lot of debut artists, they get help,
And he's changed his name also, right? What is it now?
Sananda Maitreya.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
going to call him Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Well, I can't remember. I don't know if I can remember that.
So we're not disrespecting him.
No. It took me a while to try to be able to commit to memory Yasin Bey.
I got
was like, because it's not,
Mhm.
you know how our brains work now. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, am I going to remember that? Probably not.
See, Barbarella is slightly older than me, so he got to see when Terrence came on, when he toured the States on this record. Barbarella went and saw him at First Avenue,
Yeah.
and I wasn't old enough to actually be in there. And I said, "How was it, man?" He said, "It was like the second coming." He said, "It was incredible. That dude is about to take over." And then Neither Fish Nor Flesh came out, and it was like, yeah, okay, well, he's trying to be somebody else now. But I'll say this also. I mean, Sign Your Name, that's actually kind of like some world beat. Like that's some early like Afro pop kind of. He was early on that, man. Like Sign Your Name is like kind of like African pop music.
Yeah, Dance Little Sister and
I mean,
Wishing Well, obviously.
If You Let Me Stay is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't whoop any song on that record. It's a solid bet from start to finish.
According to the Electric Vibe, he said that he mixed that album himself on acid. All right, I read that story, but all right, yeah, there you go.
I'll take any. That's fine, and I will add a little tidbit. Terrence used to come out and jam with us a little bit at Paisley.
Oh, did you? Oh, I didn't know that.
He was on the guitar, and Prince came walking in. We were jamming already, and Terrence was in. I don't think Prince cared for his guitar playing so much, because I saw Prince go get in his ear. He's like, and he pointed over by Barbarella. He said, "Why don't you go play some keyboards, man? Go, hey, Tommy." So Tommy moved over and let Terrence. And Prince looked at me like, "Okay, all right."
Hey, Tommy, get this.
Kinda, but the highlight of the night was this big Jamaican dude was cussing his woman out in the atrium at Paisley, and Terrence came up. We were leaving. It was like 5 a.m, and Terrence came up. He must have a little knight in shining armor in him. Hey, brother, you don't have to talk to the woman like that. Yeah. And this dude turned around and said, "I wasn't speaking to you, but I can." And Terrence said, "Hey, man," he backed up and went on minding his own business.
All right, go ahead and fix this bitch. And
kind of like, "Hey, what are you gonna say?"
You do you, boo. My bad.
It's like, leave this dude alone, man. He looked like a predator with a regular face, with a human face and shit. Like, I will squash you like a bug if you don't get out of my face, Terrence. I don't care who you are. Can you whoop my ass? Is what I want to know. No, you can't.
Wow.
Oh, he could fight. Oh, somebody said it though. Well, okay. Well, even but he might be a lightweight. This dude was a heavyweight.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta stay in your weight class if you're gonna fight.
That's right. Okay. From me, Andrew, did I tell that story before? I probably did. It's probably, somebody said I heard that story before.
Yeah.
So I hope somebody else told it so that then we know for a fact it happened. But,
all right. So here is my next album on the list, which is going to be a surprise to you because I did not mention it. Some of these we've talked about and we were kind of throwing back and forth, but this one I did not mention to you. And that is The Cars.
Oh boy.
So this album here is another one of those albums that you can't like right. It's a greatest hits record. Like you can't every single, like I could read off the titles of these songs on this debut album from The Cars and you would immediately be able to hear the melody in your head. Good Times Roll, My Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Needed, I'm in Touch with Your World, Don't You Stop, You're All I've Got Tonight, Bye Bye Love, Moving in Stereo, and All Mixed Up. I mean, it's just, it's just like pow, pow, pow. Now, obviously, there's a few that you probably don't remember, but if I played them for you, you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that one. But it's just, I was living in South Carolina at the time. It was a really strange period. It was a really strange 3-4 year period in my life where I was living on Hilton Head, South Carolina. And for those that are familiar with Hilton Head, everybody thinks, oh, it's rich, posh, blah, 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 blah. When we lived on Hilton Head, South Carolina, it may have had that vibe. And I guess it was, obviously a little bit more upscale, whatever, but it was not the island that it is now. There was one bridge going on to the island and it turned every single time a boat came through. It didn't have any of these arching bridges and stuff that it does now. Wasn't commercialized. There was one movie theater playing one movie. It was one McDonald's, actually two McDonald's.
All right.
It's just like long. Anyways, this album had actually been out a few years because this was released in 1978. And I picked up this album 80, 81-ish. Another one, Bites of Dust, was on the radio. We Got the Beats by the Go-Go's was on the radio. Pac-Man Fever was on the radio. Sailing. Yeah, so, I mean, those types of stuff were the ones that were getting rotated. But this album, I was like, man, this is... And then, of course, Candy O is not not any worse either. But, still, another great album. Love Sexy is none of those song titles ring a bell. Okay, that's all right. They will if I played them for you. All right.
Listen, let me just I am not a fan of the Cars, all right? I think that's the most boring band in the world to go see in concert.
Who?
And I think all their material sounds too similar. It feels like a very safe formula.
It is formulaic. It is formulaic, but it's just but there's all very, very, if you listen to those songs, they are very, very, they did have a very distinct sound that they stayed consistent with.
Sure.
But none of those songs sound the same. I mean, Good Times Roll doesn't sound anything like My Best Friend's Girl.
Maybe it's a matter of style. It's also a matter of it's a very distinctive mix. Like Elliot Easton's tones are Elliot Easton's tones. There's it's because of the time in which they showed up. It's like
right. Timing is everything. Yeah.
That space technologically was also very specific. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and again, this
Heartbeat
was also,
City is much better in my opinion. I agree.
Oh,
but
yeah, sure.
That's also Mutt Lange. How are you going to whoop Mutt Lange?
Well, your next selection will definitely, if some of you don't have a great taste for the Cars, that's okay, because this next selection is totally different.
Listen, me and Dave Perner fight about the Cars all the time. So
Jaco Pastorius. Pastorius. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
What is there? What I already started when I told you Marcus Miller put this record on his turntable and he said he left it for 6 months. We already know if you're a bass player and you haven't heard of Jaco Pastorius, you got some studying to do. Mm-hmm. If you are a fan of jazz Fusion.
Yeah.
You better know who this gentleman is. You know,
Yeah,
he's
and
one of
he
the
would
most
get upset.
transformative figures in music history. So
And if you didn't know his material when you came to do a jam session with him, he would be very upset about it.
well, yeah,
I watched Jaco Pastorius documentary on, I can't remember, it was on Amazon Prime or something like that. And there was a couple different band members who said, you know, they would sit down and play something, and if you didn't know it, he was like, how do you not know? You don't know? Like, he was getting really angry. So he's just, but he's one of these groundbreaking bass players that they're never going to make another one of. It's just like, not just establishing a song's foundation with the bass line and the drums and bass, but literally his style is so visual, just flowing in and out of the melodies and just creating these sonic visuals. You know, one of the first players that I heard where you could actually literally see colors while you were listening in headphones, just the way that he just created worlds. And that's the reason why he started playing with the Weather Report. And when he joined the Weather Report, it was like, this is a totally different thing now. And Joni Mitchell, when he started working with Joni, now her music is a totally different thing now.
Yeah,
So,
I'm letting you go with it, man. See, you asked me to see. You hate it yourself. Go ahead, take it, man.
No,
I don't need to justify.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
I
agreeing
do.
with
But you were like, well, tell him. Well, you got it. Tell him, man. I didn't know you knew so much about it.
Well, the other thing too is that with this came out for the time period this came out, makes it even more groundbreaking because it was years ahead of its time. This album came out in 1976, which the style and the sound that he was creating for this era specifically, if you look at the music that was coming out in 1976, what he was doing was just like, whoa.
Yeah, no.
What's happening now?
He challenged everybody on that, man. I mean, but not only that, the diversity of that record, because he starts out, first off, playing a Charlie Parker song. Donnelly, you know, on bass, he's playing the melody, and Don Elias is playing the congas. It's just a duet. He opens the record doing something no other bass player probably even ever considered doing.
And then come over with Sam and Dave.
Yes, then Sam and Dave. Next track, because Jaco loved like Mitch Ryder or like is it Mitch Ryder and the CC? I can't remember now. Yeah. Who is it? It's that band from like, I don't think they were from Miami, but it was like a soul band that he was way into. I can't remember now. It's been so long. But bottom line is he was an innovator. He was a volatile personality. He made everything he worked on, he made it better. Anytime you hired him, there was Jaco's influence is undeniable, man. On bass players, I mean, we think we hear him even when we're not. Like, you know, like that Every Time You Go Away song by Paul.
Paul Carrick.
Not Paul Carrick.
No, Every time you
Paul. I can't remember that dude's name now. But all that I thought that, I'm like, whoa, that dude sounds just like Jaco. And then you find out it was Pino. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man.
What was that dude's last name? Paul. Oh, I almost had it. But Hall & Oates wrote that song. But
I didn't know that.
Paul Young.
Paul Young.
Kurt. Kurt, you beat me. I saw Kurt.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. That's the reason why we keep you here.
Yes. That's why y'all make the big bucks.
That's right.
We're doing this for free.
You're our producers. But
yes.
and Herbie Hancock is on this album too. He does the Kuru. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah. So a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's diverse. I'll wrap it up by saying I was at Best Buy, like in the record section one time. This is like 30 years ago. And I looked up and I saw, this is when Bobby McFerrin moved to Minneapolis to to direct the either the Minnesota Orchestra or the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra. I can't remember who he was affiliated with, but he had just moved to town. It was a big deal. He was coming down to bunkers and sitting in and just blowing everybody away, man. And then I saw him in the Best Buy, and I was looking through. I was trying to find this record, the Jaco Pastorius record. I was walking in the direction of the Peas, and I saw Bobby kind of coming my direction. And I wanted to just go. I was going to speak to him after I got the record, but I kept advancing, and he kept advancing. And I actually pulled the record out, and he said, "I was coming for that same he was shopping for the same record." He said, "That's what I came in here to get, man." And we stood there and we laughed, man, and we shucked and jived for about 5 minutes.
Wow, that's
like,
awesome.
That was a crazy moment, man.
Yeah,
anyway,
I can't. I really can't argue with anything. And I love that you brought up Bobby McFerrin, because I feel like Bobby McFerrin is another one of those.
He's too talented for the mainstream. He's
got so much talent, and I think people only know him from "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
Oh, sure.
Oh, dude, come on! You don't even know it's just. Yeah. And his son Taylor is incredible. I've seen Taylor in concert twice, both times surprisingly in New York City. I guess he lives there, and he doesn't even have any set list. He just starts creating and loops stuff together, and the next thing you know, he's done an hour and a half show of music that didn't even exist, or maybe was a little bit of some semblance of an idea.
I like
earlier.
that.
Like that. It's just wow.
I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, it's pretty thing. All right. So I'm up next, and this screen about to show has got 2 album covers, because it had one album cover in the States and one album cover over in the UK, and that is the Brand New Heavies.
All right.
There was something about the flow of this album that really kind of established this sound, the acid jazz sound that was starting. It not established it, but they were really part of that core group of guys and folks. And matter of fact, Simon Bartholomew has been on this show a couple of times. And it's just one of these albums to me that just has this really great flow. And of course, it also features the incredible India Davenport, who vocals are just, I kind of feel like she's just got one of these voices it's not showy. It's just perfect tone. It's just this perfect tone, and she doesn't overdo things, and she knows how to hold notes, and she's just
a lot of people
clean.
really like her. Yeah.
She's just completely clean. And I love India Davenport. I love the Brand New Heavies. And that kind of obviously put this on the mix for me. I think the only thing that came off of this was Dream Come True, I think, was on this album.
So Dream on Dreamer's not on this one?
No, that's on Brother Sister.
All right.
But this whole album is great. If you never got an opportunity to listen to this album, it's fantastic. Still stands the test of time for me. I remember exactly where I was. I was in downtown Atlanta, again, living in a trailer with Rob Rhythm, my friend Rob, from high school. And
you call him Rob Rhythm?
Yeah, that was, he used to co-host the show years ago.
Okay.
And his onstage persona was Rob Rhythm, and he kept trying to get me to listen to this album. You got to listen to this album. You got to listen to this album. I was like, yeah, man. And, it wasn't until probably about it had already been out like a year or two, and I just happened to be one of those days, and I just put it in, and I was like, oh, wow, I probably should have listened to him, because this is really freaking great. And it helped to really establish the sound for acid jazz and that whole acid jazz movement. And
I think that's why it turned me off a little bit, because I was not with it. Yeah.
Did you eventually come around to acid jazz? Or
I'll tell you what I eventually did. I saw when the Brand New Heavies played First Avenue, I went to see him. I think because Barbarella had mentioned he was always into the smoother stuff than me, man. And then I come around later on. But it's his.
They were ahead of their time. Yeah, they were an older they definitely vibed for the OGs.
Yeah, and I was
And
looking for somebody to push.
Yeah, I know.
Push
Yeah,
things further.
I mean,
yeah,
you're NPG.
yeah, but so was he.
Yeah, I
but
know.
he had a different sensibility. We also came up different. I'm very much a product of just corporate rock music.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's mainly what I got. A steady diet of growing up here in the Midwest. Barbarella had a much more adventurous, I think, time with music. Like a lot of records that he was into at his age. I mean, at 16, he was into very different music than I was at 16. I think that's what it is that he was gravitated things towards like Chick Corea and more ornate, masterful music that was very dynamic. I'm a drummer. I'm just looking, I just want to, whatever it is, I just want to beat it up.
Yeah.
So anything soft or lightweight, it was like, man, let's go.
Yeah, I can hear that album in my head, and it's definitely not your style over there, but it's very just a kind of just like a.
The drumming's kind of light and groovy, and I think the bass player in that band is excellent, though. I don't know his name, but I love the way that dude played.
Yeah, they're all great. All right, you're up.
Rod. Yeah, Andrew Levy is one of the best soul grooving bass players. Yeah, okay, that's what I just said. All right, there, Web Rod.
Yeah. And Rodney also brought up the fact that Jan Kincaid and Don Josephs left Brand New Heavies to create the great band MF Robots. So
okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of Spiral stuff that's out. All right, you're up, Michael.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you go.
I don't even remember what else is on my list now, man.
Devo, Are We Not Men? All right, go ahead. Question, Are we not men? We are Devo.
We are Devo. I don't know what to say, really. I mean, everybody knows Devo from Whip It, but there's actually a documentary out now.
Yeah, it's on Netflix,
Devo.
I think, isn't it?
Yes, it's incredible. And it really
spells
out what I love about Devo is that I love bands that were comfortable going their own way. I think that sense of adventure is just missing from modern music.
And they were so cutting edge. They just didn't follow any rules. They were just like,
they had their own rules.
Yeah, they were creating that, putting sounds and stuff and just whatever.
But it's more than just music. It's an attitude. It's a perspective on society. It's a lot going on when you start talking about Devo, de-evolution as a concept, as a thing. And it's like, we're living in it right now.
Yeah, we are.
It was like they were prophets. We are living in the de-evolution right now. I just love everything about Devo. I think they're one of the greatest bands you can ever see live. I mean, you can go back and look at the footage from them from the late 70s, and it's like, man, the commitment to what they're doing, like everybody with those jerky movements and whatnot, and all the I mean, it's just so bizarre, man.
That documentary they did when he was talking about they released this album and they put the Rolling Stones I Can't Get No Satisfaction, but if for those that don't know, and I see Love Sexy 71 so far, everything we put up, be like, I never heard of that. What's that? Is that the band does? So let me just say, you've probably heard this version of that it's that quick jerky. They were so
that's Devo. They quick and jerky.
I can't get no satisfaction, and they were so nervous that they were going to be sued by the Stones. And he say they did a show and Mick Jagger showed up and was just like all over the stage, just dancing, and they were like, "Thank God."
Yeah, I think they said they looked over and he was doing the Jagger 2-step off to the side of the stage or something like that. Like he got up and started dancing, so then they knew they were all right,
Yeah, they've been around for a minute.
Devo's incredible. Devo is an institution, man. I just love everything. Yes, Fink could have jumped right in Devo and been perfect.
I would imagine that's where Fink actually got some of his sensibility, some of the
that whole new wave
thing. Yeah. It's just right.
He still does the moves when he does the solo on head.
He
Delivers, man. He gives you all the moves and everything.
Oh yeah, I mean, even with like David Byrne and the
exactly, man.
And flock of seagulls with their.
I just love when music was weird, man. Weird and popular.
Yeah, it was good stuff. It was good stuff.
I mean, everybody got fed that way, you know.
Yeah. All right. So here is the next one on my list, and it is a regular. Matter of fact, I was just blaring this album today. Lenny Kravitz's "Let Love Rule."
I didn't even think of that one, man. Now you're talking about something, man.
Let me just say, Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No. You got it.
All right. So let me just say, this album is fantastic, and it just did an anniversary a few days ago. It was like, it's been within the past week that it had its anniversary. And the thing I love about Let Love Rule, and I was having a Twitter conversation, a back and forth Twitter conversation with somebody about this. This album by Lenny Kravitz, to me, is still the best album that he ever did.
He started at the top.
I love, don't get me wrong, I love Five. I love Mama Said. Circus is great. I love, he's got some great albums, but he has not been able to replicate Let Love
Some
Rule,
debut records are just untouchable. Like some artists peak on their first record, and that's it.
He's had some phenomenal music. I mean, I actually got, this is surprisingly enough, as big as a fan of I am of Lenny Kravitz, I've only seen him one time in concert, but glory be, it was this concert right here.
Same here. I saw him at First Ave on that first tour with Zorro was playing the drums with him.
And Carl Denson on
completely blown away. I was like, whoa.
I saw him at the Cotton Club in downtown Atlanta. And matter of fact, Rob was with me. It was me and Rob, and we were sitting there, and I've told this story many times, that we were standing there and there wasn't a lot of people because nobody really knew who he was. But I was dating some girl at the time when this album came out, and she knew Lisa Bonet through somebody, whether it was a cousin or something. And she said,
was this a woman of color?
Yes.
So, okay. So, all right. No, because I was like, in my mind, I started hearing black girl. Like, wait a minute, black girl?
No, so it was a cousin. We were dating for a while, but she said she knew Lisa Bonet somehow, and it was like a cousin or something. And gave her this CD, and she said, you should check this out. And so we just kind of just laid back and listened to this album, and I was just like, oh, this album is the real freaking deal. And it's just this perfect roller coaster ride, even musically, everything, the way that it flows in and out.
Sure. That's great. Everybody over here on the comments saying, but are you going to, those were not his debuts. We talking about debuts, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Mama Said is Mama Said is a phenomenal album. I love that album too. That's in constant rotation as well. But since we're just talking about debut albums,
Let Love Rule, what a debut.
Yeah. No, Mama Said is incredible. But so I don't know what else I can say about this other than great album. I'm so glad that I was able to get to see him do that entire album live.
Oh yeah.
And oh my God, when he was in Atlanta, I don't know if they did the same thing in First Avenue or even the other shows that are on that tour, but I swear to God, he played Freedom Train for about 10 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was just like, and just that growling, chunky guitar for 10 minutes. And it's just like, the last time that got that vibe where the sound is just right and it's just getting the meat of that guitar was when I saw King's X on the Dogman tour, and they broke out with Dogman and did that, and it's just like, oh my God.
You're just further proving my point, man. All the best music slips through the cracks. Oh my
God. Yeah. I mean, Dogman, if you've never heard Dogman by King's X, holy shit, it is detuned beauty badness.
Doug Pinnick is like 75 years old. He looks like he's 40.
Oh my God. But if you ever got to see King's X do Dogman live and just have an entire, like, it was at the Cotton Club, matter of fact, that same place that I saw Lenny Kravitz, and I saw Dag there too. I don't know if you guys remember it. Dag Righteous. Oh my God. That should have been on, this list.
I'll tell you what else should have been on this list. Jellyfish's first record.
Yes. Jellyfish.
See, now we're thinking about all the we need to do. We sold ourselves short.
We did. Dag's Righteous should have been on this for sure.
Oh, man.
I saw Righteous at Cotton Club too, but it was just to have an entire room packed full of people with when King's X broke into Dogman and having all these guys just it's just like, oh, it's just the anyways. So there you go. That was
okay.
Needless to say,
that's one off our list. But,
yeah.
I mean,
all right. So, yeah.
Could have been.
All right. What are you gonna do? So this next one is you, and I remember where I was the first time I heard this album, but go ahead, break into it.
I've never not heard this album. This song has been in my taking up space in my brain since I was probably 9 years old. I know every song on this record by heart. If Boston called me tomorrow, I could play this this entire record with one hand tied behind my back. I was going to say, yes, Kurt, I was going to bring up Living Color Vivid, but I got tripped up over Black Sabbath, their debut record.
Yeah, right. It was all over the place. No, yes. But you didn't mention that in the list that you sent me.
I don't know what I mentioned and what I didn't.
But that's okay because Vivid is on my list.
Oh, well, all right.
So it made it on the list.
Say about Boston?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Standard fare, man. FM album rock is never going to die. Tom Scholz is a genius. Yes, Kurt. This is basically, this is one or two dudes. I mean, Tom Scholz played everything on this record. The band was fabricated. It's kind of like similar to like the time. It's like they had chosen the players, but the players weren't on the record yet.
Yes, Becky, Dag from North Carolina. They're really they're close to here. Yeah, they were a big regional band here, but yeah, Dag was powerful, man.
Yeah,
they were such a good funk band. He's actually playing in the lead singer of Dag. He was lead singer and bassist. Mm-hmm. He's actually he's playing some jazz trio thing, which is that was last time I saw him do anything. He was I got stories about Dag, but that's for another time. But yeah, Boston, the first time I heard them, I was living in Detroit. It was in the I can't remember what year it was. Boston. This album came out in 1976. I was in Detroit, Michigan. We were living in the projects of Detroit, and I had a little transistor radio, and about the only station I could pick up was WRIF, which I think is still around to this day. And it was a classic rock station, and they still played, they played Boston, they played Stevie Wonder. They were kind of all over the map, Steve Miller Band. And so it was kind of it was a nice wave of both. And then there was an AM station that played a lot of funk and R&B and soul that I could only get at night for whatever reason that was. But I guess when the airwaves are clear of whatever, but it was, that was the first time I heard Boston, but I remember the first time I heard it, and to hear that guitar so out front and crisp and clear, not just like a Led Zeppelin type of guitar where it's great and it's rocky, but this was this crystal clear tones, and it was like if you were to put the tracks in like a linear line order, the guitar was like right in front.
Oh yeah.
It was just like this. It was screaming. It was just like, wow, what's happening?
I see some people over here who are opposed, but it's like, we're not even talking about what you like. We're talking about merit.
Yeah. I mean,
it's one of the biggest selling records of all time. You can't just say, I hate Boston and have that be the end of it. They don't care if you hate them.
Yeah. I mean,
they got $20 million, 20 million copies worth. You know, at a
Yeah.
time when the record business was trying to be fair with artists.
Yeah.
so
Yeah. It was a good
they
deal.
don't need your money, Webb. It's all right. You don't have to like them.
All right. I see that was Michael's selection was but so now I'm up.
So you're
I'm
up.
up.
Yeah.
I'm up. And my selection is since we're in the rock universe, Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction.
All right, you can have it. You can have it. That's not one of mine, but you can have it.
I know. But you know what's funny is that this album, I had no idea anything about it. I bought it because I liked the album cover. And then all of a sudden it exploded. And it was just kind of like a lottery pick. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is friggin' amazing. And to have an album like this with, Welcome to it was just this sound that was just, it was the epitome of that LA rock sound with, Welcome to the Jungle and Paradise City and Sweet Child of Mine. I mean, this Mr. Brownstone, this album did not have a weak track anywhere on it. And it was it had that rock that I liked, very, very similar to King's X, where it is rock, but it has that funk sensibility with the, that driving.
There's some of that drive, but it's also, there's a very punk kind of aesthetic to GNR.
Yes.
I'll say in my personal experience, I actually auditioned for Guns N' Roses in 1998.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's been interesting.
They were working on Chinese Democracy in a studio in North Hollywood called Rumbo.
Get out of here. That is crazy.
And I was coming to LA. I was in Italy and I was coming to LA to go to the NAMM show. And some representative of the organization called my voicemail. This is like 98. So I'm calling home to see who called,
Wow.
And, they said, hey, they wanted to know if I was interested. And I think what had happened was Josh Freese was doing Perfect Circle and they weren't sure if it was going to be a conflict. So they were just kind of seeing who else might be available. So it wasn't like I was going to get the gig. I might've come in as a standby or something, but I got there. I actually met Axl at the NAMM show earlier that morning. And he had a bodyguard who had worked for Paul Westerberg when I was on tour with Paul. And his name was, I want to say his name was Ed. Big, tall brother. And he said, Michael. And it was in that atrium at the Anaheim, so it reverberated everywhere. I looked around. And here he comes. Hey, man, how you been, brother? He said, yeah, hey, man. He said, Axl wanted to say what's up, man. And I looked around like, well, where is he? He said, just hold on a second. And he went and got him and brought him over. He had been standing a few feet away, but he had like a hoodie on and some wide leg jeans. He looked like he was a club kid. Like he just looked like a regular other person. He comes walking up. I'm like, wow, was shorter than I expected, but he was very friendly, nice guy to me. He's like, hey man, I'm excited about tonight. I'll see you at the studio later on. He showed up just as I was leaving the studio. Like I stayed there and I even got into recording some drum tracks, like on the songs they were working on. Like I might be on Chinese Democracy and not know it.
You could, very well be. That album was a clusterfuck for them anyways. It was just, it kept on, it was just a mess. But
and then the way they released it was, oh man, that was the last nail in the coffin. That whole thing Best Buy and then.
So. All right. So the next selection is one that you and I agree on, and we've talked about this artist many times, and that is Meshell Ndegeocello's Plantation Lullabies. Right. There's not much you can say about Meshell Ndegeocello's debut album other than it is pitch perfect perfection. And I've always said there's certain albums where it's got a certain tone and a certain sound, and the way that they kind of layer songs or layer the instrumentation, it's like if I record, I want my album to sound like that. And just because of just how it was just clean, it was raw. It was a raw production, and it was just, everything was leveled like where it needed to be. I felt like, but I tell you, first thing I learned today, did you know that Ndego Cello is a Swahili word? I did not.
I think I heard that once before.
I did not know that. I just thought it was just some name that she kind of came up with.
Bird, right?
Right. Yeah. Ndego Cello is Swahili for free as a bird.
Yes.
I did not know that. For whatever reason, I didn't know that. You can't know everything, I guess. It's just
that's
one of those
all right.
things.
Also, Swahili ain't your language. That's mine. Well,
are
you about to hit me with some?
It was my first language, but I forgot it all.
Agape, brother. You need to show me some more brotherly love, brother. You gonna hit me with your agape?
But she was born. She was born Michelle Lynn Johnson, and she has also gone by the name Michelle Suhala Bashir Shakur. Right. But she changed her name to Michelle Ndego Cello, which again is Swahili for free as a bird. I heard this album. I don't remember the first time I heard this album, but I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, oh,
the first time I heard If That's Your Boyfriend, it was in the apartment of a guy who had moved to Minnesota from Bloomington, Indiana, to work at Paisley. His name was James something. I can't remember his last name, but he's like, oh, you better watch out for this. This is he would play me records because he knew a lot of people in the radio business. So he had it already. He said, wait till you hear this. He put it on. I was like, what is this, man? And then I remember Prince, when he heard it, I remember standing in his office. He said, when she said, I said, okay, that's right. All right. That slide on If That's Your Boyfriend going into the first verse. Prince was like, okay, we got one. Like, she knows what funk is.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is that she was obviously a huge Prince fan. And I remember when she appeared on the Arsenio Hall show and she was sitting down on the couch playing bass, and she actually played, I can't remember what she played. They broke into something because it was just her playing bass, and I guess whoever was playing drums at the time. Right. Mm-hmm. And but her and Prince, I guess, as she got, I guess, less giddy and got a lot of it more jaded towards the music industry and just towards.
Yeah, I heard
because when I saw her on our Arsenio Hall show, she was just like boppy and smiley and just like, oh yeah, we're gonna play. And then, she kind of evolved into this brooding, like somebody you don't want to approach type of vibe. I've never met her. Go ahead.
There are so many threats to Black joy in the world, and I don't mean to even go there, man.
Ooh, that was a deep statement.
I'm sorry. Shit. I gotta say it because it's been on my mind. It's like, some
Wait a
people
minute.
are threatened by Black joy.
What was that line again?
I said I said, well, now I don't even remember. Now
many threats to Black.
There are so many. Yes, there are so many ways in which it's like, if we get too happy, somebody's gonna come shut the fucking party down, man.
Wow,
that's just how it is, and I don't even mean to curse, man. That slipped. No,
it's all good. That's fine.
That's how I feel about it, man. It's like the business. We've got one who can see. Wait, she's a little too happy about this. Let's it's like it's built in. They don't want us to get too happy about anything, man.
Yeah. But, no, I could tell, what's funny is that, even though she was that happy individual, even this album, which is her debut album, it was the whole dark overtone of this album that was like a gritty cityscape thing. I mean, and it was also obviously very pro-Black lyrical content, which is great because it's very, very thematic album, and it really creates this visual scape throughout the entire album.
Yes, and to me, kudos, good on Madonna and Maverick for signing her.
Yeah. I mean, but when you have songs like Shooting Up and Getting High, Two Lonely Hearts on the Subway, Soul on Ice.
Every song on
and-
that record's incredible. You can
Oh
pick
yeah, there's,
any of
there's
them.
nothing. Yeah,
Yes.
there's nothing on here.
She did her thing. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I mean, and obviously listening as a white listener, it was also very stark messaging in there too. I mean,
like,
I
should
mean,
I be
white-
listening to this? Is
yeah,
this gonna
well,
make me feel worse about myself?
yeah. It's like the first time you watch. It's first time I watched Dolomite. I was like, "What's happening?
Is it okay for me to laugh at that? Right.
Wait, what's
I
happening?"
got it. It's like the first white guy I let watch the Boondocks here at my house. And he didn't know when it was okay to laugh.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, but I mean, messaging like white men should forever sleep with one eye open, that type of stuff, and just like the little, stab. It was just like a lot of different things that was in there. I mean, but
Yeah.
a brilliant record, still in constant rotation. It's
Absolutely.
it's in constant rotation on here. It is one of my favorite albums. It's number 6 in my 24 album. Not every single album in here is a debut album. It's all over the place. But constant rotation, great album. And it's not hard.
Produced by David Gamson from Scritti Politti. Right?
I did not know that. Yeah, I
Also-
didn't know who he was.
David Gamson also produced, and somebody else mentioned Tony Lamond's. Tony Lamond's,
Mm-hmm.
his debut record.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
David Gamson produced that also.
wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've listened to that one in not that I'm saying I didn't listen to that one to that degree of like listening to the production of it. I normally will absorb an album first with rhythms and melodies,
All right.
then kind of move on to lyrical content and then how the music
All
is
right.
layered. I'm
I
very
started reading the
analytical.
credits
like that.
right away. As soon as I put
Oh,
the
yeah,
first
yeah,
track on, I start reading.
Yeah,
But incredible producer. I mean, and also, I mean, Tony Lamond's, had I been thinking, that's really a very strong debut, man.
yeah.
Now he went like 200 grand in the hole because Prince made him redo it. But like Levi told me, he said, man, you should have heard Tony Lamond's record. Because I think Levi had been producing some tracks with him before Prince really knew what was happening. Like he kind of assigned Levi to work with Tony. He said, man, I started playing Prince, the tracks I was working with Tony. I said, what did it sound like, man? He said, when I had Tony, it was some gypsy funk. I said, really? What's some gypsy funk? I want to hear that. He said, you'll never hear any of that because, Prince heard it. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah. See,
And-
Gypsy
And
Funk
sent him
to
back
me,
to the drawing board with David Gamson.
yeah. What is the name of that band? When you say Gypsy Funk, the person
He was in a band with Lenny Kravitz before that called Romeo Blue. All right.
No,
Let
wait,
me
hold
pause.
on. No. Black Crowes. Chris Robinson's what was the name of that band? It was a Chris Robinson's Brotherhood, but Chris Robinson also played in a band that was before Chris Robinson's Brotherhood. I can't remember what it was called.
All right.
But New Earth Mud was one of the debuts of that one, but that was his first. But he had this other band. He was in a lot of bands, but there was this one. I can't even remember the name of it, but it reminded me of that. Just like you're saying, that gypsy funk, where Chris Robinson is funky. Black Crowes were funky, but when Chris Robinson kind of leaned into his hippie aesthetic, but still had that funk element to it, and so it just
What are you
had
talking about, like Remedy, like with the bell bottoms and all that.
No, it was kind of similar to that, but it was a lot more trippy and more of a
Okay.
and I guess where that gypsy part comes in for me.
Okay. I was just using.
yeah.
I mean, you know what? I think it's it's not PC to even use the word gypsy anymore.
Whatever.
So,
You were just saying what he was calling it
yeah,
back in
this
the
was
day.
1989. He's like, "Oh, gypsy
That's it.
funk,
All right.
gypsy
All right.
funk." I'm like, man, I want to hear that. He's like,
All
that's
right.
in the vault, bro.
So I'm up, and my next album is Living Colors Vivid.
All right.
All right. So we had already talked, we kind of mentioned this album before, but this album is pretty freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a band at the time. I was in a band at the time when this album came out. Called the band was called New Reality. Matter of fact,
that's the New Reality, man. Yeah.
This intro, the intro that we play for Funkatopia Live is an instrumental clip from the New Reality stuff. But we were doing this type of music at that time, and we were everywhere. I mean, we were part of this movement. We were especially in this regional area between New Reality and this other band that was in Ulterior Motive. I mean, in Atlanta, it was Living Color, Violent Sky, Follow for Now,
man. Yes.
Follow for Now, us, Stuck Mojo, Bad Brains, Fishbone.
Stuck Mojo, I've heard of.
Yeah, all those. We were here in that region, part of that whole mix, and so this album really spoke to me hard because I learned a lot from Corey about note sustenance and just some of the things that I had learned from Prince, but not to like the way Prince held out a note is different than the way Corey's holding out a note. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got a different tone and a different power level that you're at when you're up here. And in some, it's just me as a vocalist, but there are, even on this album, to me, when I hear it, I do hear pitchy moments. The pitchy moments from Corey on this album that I'm just yeah, that's a little off kind of sound.
A little too raw for you?
Yeah, it could have been. He could have tweaked it maybe a little bit. Maybe he's just like, I don't know what it is, but the whole album is like my driving soundtrack. I mean, Desperate People.
I got it.
Desperate People. Dun, dun, dun. This whole
Open
album
Letter to a Landlord, all of it. Yep.
I mean, and of course, the illustrious Cult of Personality. Cult of Personality is just like, just go ahead and just stop right now.
I saw them at the Metrodome opening for the Rolling Stones, man. And
yeah,
there was hardly anybody in the room yet, but they got on, man, and they still they just whooped it up, man. I also, the first time I went to Paisley Park was Prince was throwing a party for Bon Jovi. And Living Color was opening for Bon Jovi on that tour. The whole Dr. Mambo's combo. We finished the gig at Bunkers and we caravanned out to Paisley. And, we waited to get our money. And then we, and we get there. They let us in the front door and one of Prince's body, it might have been Dwayne now. I'm thinking it might have been Prince's brother. Where y'all been, man? He's been waiting for you. And he points at me. He said, come on. I'm like, why is Prince waiting on me? So he leads me to where Prince is at. And he's like, hey, how was the show tonight? And I said, it was pretty good, man. He said, yeah, you get a lot of people came. Said, yeah, man, we did all right. He said, are you worn out or you want to play a little bit? I said, no, let's jam. So we all go out to the soundstage where Living Color is just, I believe they were playing Black Magic Woman, but it was completely deconstructed. Vernon's they were just, man, they were going whole hog, man.
Vernon's a monster. Vernon's a monster.
They were playing. It was so hot. And then, Prince found a moment to like, yeah, all right, okay, you guys can wrap it up. And he just kind of kicked them off the instruments. And we get up on stage, So that was kind of my first time actually seeing, Living Color up close. It was like, wow, so much power, man. Will Calhoun, he was doing drum clinics and doing some other things in town here for a while. And we got to be pretty good friends, man. I haven't seen him in years now, but Will Calhoun, just one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. One of the baddest drummers that I've ever seen or heard.
Yeah. And Vernon is a monster. I mean,
yes.
If you've ever looked at the credits too, I mean, Vernon is responsible for the writing of every single one of these songs, just so you're clear. Now, obviously, Corey's on a handful of them too. and Memories Can Wait is actually a Talking Heads cover.
That's right.
And yeah, Mick Jagger, I think, was the one that, if I remember the story correctly, Mick Jagger was actually the one that discovered Living Color, and he
Got a
plays
producer credit on this record.
Yeah, right, exactly. He plays harmonica on the song Broken Hearts.
Okay.
That's that whole, that's him playing on that. I can hear the drum. And he's also singing. He's also singing the back. Mick Jagger's also singing the background vocals on Glamour Boys too. So, and of course you have Chuck D and Flava Flav on 45.
Yeah, but let's stay on Mick Jagger for a minute, because he's a secret Negro, man. Let me tell you something about Mick.
All of Rolling Stones are in that core.
Yes.
It is. It's the core.
Mick Jagger is black as I am. I met Mick for the first time in Prince's dressing room at Wembley Arena. Right? I'm in there. Me and Prince are talking about something, and Mick just, right. Hey, how's it going, mate? You know, he comes in like, you know, Prince jumped up. Hey, man, like they really loved each other. Like I could tell by the way that they embraced each other. Like they had real heart between the two. And Mick, right, nice to meet you, Michael. Yeah, right, mate. Yeah, you know, just completely charming, just completely, you know, a full-on rock star, man. But cool, not pretentious, real laid back and relaxed. He was cool. You know,
every single documentary that you see on the Rolling Stones, they admittedly, you know, have said that we'd
rather be black.
All of the black blues greats were the core of what they were playing. They were trying to mimic everything that they heard that was coming from the stateside. I mean, all the Bo Diddley stuff, all the, you know, BB King stuff, all of that stuff was just the core of what they were doing. And it's just, anyways,
Mick was behind that documentary on James Brown too, right? Wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
I'm saying, like, Mick's a real one, man.
There's pictures of Mick and James together, hanging out backstage. I remember Yeah. So,
what I was going to say, Mick, we played a show. Two young ladies from Minneapolis had flown over for a different reason, but I knew them from here, and they were like, "Hey, can we come to one of the shows?" I was like, "Absolutely, come on, y'all!" And so, you know, I'm standing around with them at the after show. Like the Hammersmith Palais or somewhere. Here comes Mick with his little entourage, right? He comes right through. Is it right, Michael? Wicked set night, right? Yeah, Paca. You gives me some dap. Their minds were blown. I'm like, Mick was the wingman of the century for me. Mick settled it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know Mick Jagger? No. Mick Jagger know me, baby. Yeah. I wish I would have said that. I wasn't that nervy at 21.
You know what's funny though too, is that Carl Denson was all over so much of that too. Carl Denson played on Let Love Rule, and he also played live, and he's a regular sax player for the Rolling Stones also. And matter of fact, when he was on the show, he was talking about, you know, trying to pinch himself as he's like walking off the plane, you know, to play a gig with the Rolling Stones. It's like, hey, am I really here? Is this where I'm really at? Am I really, you know, on stage here with the Rolling Stones? And he just plays with so many people. So if you ever get an opportunity to check out any of Carl Denson's Tiny Universe is a great funk band instrumental, and they're phenomenal.
We better keep it moving, man. It's already.
Yeah, we do. Yep, it is. We got to keep moving.
We don't have enough to talk about, and we always are running.
Yeah, I know. And all right, you're up.
Woo! I could say many things about Chaka Khan,
obviously,
but mainly it was a dream to play with Chaka for 1 year and a half. Without fail, every night, the hair on the back of my head would be standing up, man. Chaka is one of the greatest of all times. She is the bridge between like singers like Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan. Like Shaka is the bridge. Whitney's not the bridge. Shaka is the bridge between those greats and the other greats. She's right there. I mean, when Whitney did "I'm Every Woman," and she sang it pretty much note for note like Shaka sang it.
Right.
That should tell you right there how much reverential fear, and respect you need to put on Shaka's name, man.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know that, but that song is actually written by Ashford and Simpson. A lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah,
And
it's just
Will Lee played bass on it. Steve Ferrone's on the drums. I mean, now we're really getting in my wheelhouse. These are the cats I've been chasing my whole life. And when I was playing with Shaka, I played, and Melvin Davis, her bass player and her MD, he noticed right away. It's like the first song we hit, he was like, okay, you're gonna play like him, and I'm gonna play like him. And we've tried to play like Anthony Jackson and Steve Ferrone the whole time. Shaka was loving it, man. We were loving it. I'm like, this music I know. My sister Sandra had all of the Rufus records, all the Shaka Khan records. I've been studying for this gig my whole life. Unfortunately, Maxwell offered me more money and I went on tour.
Trying to see. Oh, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Okay. Also on this album, just so you know, a couple of little side notes I have on this. You also, for those who may be interested in kind of going into some of the albums or listening to some of the albums that we're mentioning tonight, it's a couple little highlights too. This album was released in 1978. It also features George Benson on "We Got the Love."
That's right.
And Stevie Wonder also has some co-writing on this album on the closing track, "I Was Made to Love Him."
That's right.
And of course, this is the powerhouse vocals of Shaka Khan. Not only do we hold her in high reverence, but so did Prince too.
Yes.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Prince was just like a huge,
Sonny said Prince was talking about working with Shaka when they were teenagers. His mind was made up. He wanted to work with Shaka. He also mentioned he wanted to work with Mavis. Prince was on a mission, man.
Yeah, I have this album that I just picked up the other day because I didn't have it. Well, my God, why is it so difficult to reach? But I'll go ahead and remove this because I just was able to pick this up the other day.
Oh, man.
That album right there, dude.
Oh, boy. Let's take your pick, man. They're all incredible. And and man, she was just so down to earth and so real, man. She was just cool with me. I guess I just sort of understand her. Kind of.
All right, we only have 3 left, so we might be able to just barrel through these here.
Okay, well, wait a minute. I also wanted to say there's a song on that Shaka record called "Roll Me Through the Rushes," and it's written by a guy named David
Lasley.
That dude is so incredible, man. David Lasley is one of the baddest singers I've ever heard in my life. I never heard of him. He's incredible. Oh, man. He sings like if a man sounded kind of like Dionne Warwick. He's so bad. He's so cold, man. What his name? David. What
was it that I heard? I saw this clip on this video just saying that Michael McDonald is a slowed down version of Anita Baker.
Oh, man.
And then they actually played them side by side. It's like, so they sped up Anita Baker
Michael and slowed down Anita.
And they did. They sounded
the same.
What's happening?
Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. It is a great album, man. Shaka Khan's album was great. This is one we actually we agreed on. We won't have to spend a lot of time on it, but Donna Fagen's The Nightfly.
Again,
for those that don't know who Donald Fagen is, because I know a lot of people don't know some of the obvious things. Donald Fagen is is the lead singer of Steely Dan.
Half of Steely Dan, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Donald Fagen and Walter Becker were the core of Steely Dan, and they prided themselves on just it being them the most consistent, and they would bring in a variety of different artists to flesh out certain songs for them, whether it's Bernard Purdy just to get a specific sound on the drum, for a specific sound for whatever it was. And of course they really kind of helped define we just talked about Michael McDonald. You know, when you heard Mike, it was like that was probably one of the first times that you hear Michael. That's first time I can remember hearing Michael's background vocals as
on like Peg.
I'd be like,
it's all him on Peg. Yes.
Yeah. So Peg. It's like, okay, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Who's that guy? And then, of course, you know, when he was out front in the Doobie Brothers, it was just like,
oh yeah, man, he's one of the baddest that's ever been gave too, man.
Yeah,
Michael McDonald is just a bad dude all the way around.
Just
man.
a monster. But anyway, so I keep saying Flagan. Donald Fagen. This is his debut album, The Nightfly, and it is. I still remember the whole underground bomb shelter aesthetic of what's New Frontier. That I mean, that song is just amazing. I mean, why did you grab it? You named this album. This was one of your picks, and I was just like, oh yeah, that was.
First off, the drumming is spectacular. Steve Jordan's on it, but so is, I want to say, Rick Marotta, maybe. It's just incredibly tasteful. It's one of the best mixed records of all times. I think it sounds better than almost any other record.
Some of the play, Jeff Porcaro, Rick Derringer.
There you go, Jeff Porcaro,
Larry Carlton. This is just some of the names that were on there. It was all over the map.
Yes, it's all the best of the best players. And I think like Patty Austin's in like the backgrounds on like IGY. Like there's like Luther Vandross is in there. I think maybe like people like that. It's like when you can get these people to sing backgrounds on your record. Come on, man. You know. And also, I think it just, I just was kind of also going through a very sort of snobbish time, you know, musically. I was looking for more refined things to listen to and trying to up the ante, you know, just trying to add a bit more sophistication to my palette.
And there's a lot. I'm looking at the credits right now. It just, besides the names I mentioned, there's Randy Brecker's all over this.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I already said Larry Carlton's on here as well. James Gadsden's doing some drums on here. Greg Gaines is on this album.
Yes, man. Oh,
Marcus Miller plays bass guitar on Maxine.
Yes. And you never know because it's not like a funk number. It's a ballad. It's a 6/8.
Steve Jordan's on here too.
Walk Between the Raindrops. He's on that. Yeah. Yeah,
man. This is great. I mean, it's just, again, if you miss some of these albums and you may only hear like a drop in the bucket from like the 80s stuff, but you know, it's just, you know, it is what it is.
Let me answer to Steve here. I think Whitney had the greatest debut ever. He said at 850. The only reason I wouldn't put Whitney's debut record in this list is because she got so much better as a singer. The material I think was stronger early, but later on it was the other way around. By the time she got to like So Emotional and all that, I felt like the writing couldn't keep up with her singing. Like I really feel like she still had so much more room to grow.
Well, in the songwriting that she was being handed, I mean, it's just like being dropped into, you know, there's like certain songwriters that are out there that know the formula. It's just like pop, 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 and they know the formula.
Yeah.
And they can replicate it like a cookie cutter every single time, and it's just a monster. All right, we only got 2 more albums left.
Okay.
My pick.
Hold on, wait.
My pick, I'm agree on. No, go.
No. Well, first off, I wanted to say that man, who are we were just talking about?
Whitney.
Who was that? Whitney. Yes. Point of interest: Narada Michael Walden produced all 3 of her first records. All 3. So she stayed. I mean, he kept things consistent, and everything got better and better and better. That dude is not only is he a monster drummer. I don't know if people know that. Like Narada Michael Walden is an incredible drummer. But
did I remember a story that you told about him?
You know,
I think there was a story you told me about him.
I wasn't going to get into it.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to. Right. Y'all can listen to other shows, but
we'll have Tony M on with me when we talk about that story because he's the Tony is the antagonist in that story.
I think it was when Tony. It
we was at the China Club
on the show. You and Tony were on this talking about this.
I mentioned that Narada happened to kiss me on the cheek, and I could see out of my periphery that Tony, David, and Kirk were looking like, "Wait a minute! Oh, he's not planning on spreading that all around." And he got me. I didn't know it was coming. he he walked up. He actually walked up to Tony, and Tony did his hand like this, right in the nape of his neck. Tony grabbed him by the neck and kept him at arms. This is like, hey, how you doing there, brother? All right now.
Oh my God.
Prince saw that, man. He fell out. Prince was on the floor. On the
I would have been on the floor. I
Oh,
absolutely would have been.
Hey, yep, that's Tony, man. That's my bro right there.
Oh,
hey,
my God.
how you doing, man? All right. All right. Like, you're not gonna kiss me on the cheek.
Oh my God. If Freak Tech says Jody Watley had a great solo debut album too. Yeah, that's
we can't
true.
get them all, man.
Yeah, you can't. We've tried. We
Oh,
tried.
Chucky Booker. I've heard that. Anthony Richardson, I see you, man. Chucky Booker's debut record, man. When I was in mint condition, we listened to that record nonstop, man.
Yeah.
Chucky Booker's debut is incredible. But
all right,
didn't make the list. All right.
So we have two more on the list. One is one that we agree on, and one is off of my list. Which one do you want to do first?
Well, first let me tell this dude who's a Johnny come lately. We already did Terrence Trent D'Arby, man.
Oh yeah, we did that one. All right. So we'll do mine, and then we'll do the one that we agree on, and then that's it. And then we're done. Then we're done through all 20. All right. So the last one that was on my list, well, actually technically the next one's on my list too, and on his. But this is the last one on my list that was a solo pick, and that is Jamiroquai's Emergency on Planet Earth.
What?
Okay, so I can't talk enough about the bass stuff. The Stu's bass on it's just okay. Stuart Zender is a friggin' monster. And then on top of that, you have JK. I don't know if you guys know this, but again, as I mentioned at the top of the hour, Funkatopia has been around for 20 years. I started this website in 2005. Now here we are 20 years later. Jamiroquai, the entire band, has been on this show. So if you can look, and you can, the only person that wasn't able to make it was JK, the singer. But Jamiroquai has been on the show, the entire band, which was amazing. It was so much fun to kind of really geek out with them and talk about different releases and whatnot. But Emergency on Planet Earth is just insane. It is one of these albums that is just unstoppable from front to back. A bandmate of mine, I was in a band, turned me on to this album and said, I thought I heard this album and I thought of you immediately. You're going to love this. And he was right. Because the first time I heard this, it was also the first time I'd ever heard didgeridoo in done in music.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But this band has changed quite a bit over the years, just the different styles and whatnot as they kind of get older. But they're massive overseas. If they announce a show in think of the biggest auditorium that's in your town, they would sell it out like that over there. Over here, who knows what they could do, but it's not like over there. It's kind of like Mother's Finest. Mother's Finest is like here. It's like they have a hard time even, getting a good club scene.
Man, that's the debut record that we skipped over too.
Yes.
Oh,
right.
Man.
But you talk about Mother's Finest goes over there overseas. They're selling out auditoriums still. It's like, okay. All right. Absolutely. But anyways, this is actually Jamiroquai's Emergency on Planet Earth is my number one CD in my CD player. That's the first one that sits in that slot. So
you know what?
Great album.
Virtual Insanity, I thought was great.
That's a good album.
I mean, it's just they for me, they just play too fast. I always want them to slow down.
Yeah, I could see that. But if you weren't feeling brand new heavies, then you weren't going to feel Jamiroquai.
Well, there you go.
Yes. Yeah, so I mean,
for a different reason.
That's true, but there's a very, very similar vibe. But Jamiroquai is definitely a lot more technical than brand new heavies. That's not saying anything against brand new heavies, but Jamiroquai are really very, very high-end musicians, and especially Stuart Zender on bass. Just the bass lines on some of his, especially some of the songs on here.
Not sure.
I just.
It's not even a critique. It's just they just play too fast for me.
Yeah, it's just. It's just incredible. Just an incredible band. One of my favorite all-time bands. All right,
I agree.
so
they're great.
All right. Last one on here. We finally made it. We made it to the end, and it's one that we both agreed on, and it's a rock album.
Oh man.
And it is Van Halen's debut album. I know it's kind of a weird closer for Funkatopia, but I definitely wanted to end on one that we both agreed on. And Van Halen's debut album was just stupid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was just, it's kind of like, it was like the Guns N' Roses of that day. We're talking about 1978. It was just like, we just kind of just body slam onto the scene and you're like, wait. What is happening here?
My clock radio went off in KQ92. I heard, and I'm laying in bed like, what is this about the, and then KQ always played Eruption right after Running with the Devil. So then I hear this guitar playing. It's like, what is that? I get on the school bus. My friend Nathan Pate, who was this guitar player who lived in my neighborhood, we were riding the bus going to South High. I'm like, did you listen to KQ this morning? He's like, yeah, I heard some guitar solo, man. That, by the middle of the week, he had figured out what Eddie Van Halen was doing. So it was like he's coming over to the house and just hammering constantly.
Yeah, it's and just
total
to kind of
alleviate
some of the comments in here, just so you guys know, we're only talking about debut albums. Yes, there were a lot of sophomore albums that were better than the debut albums. We're not talking about a band's best album. We're talking about the best debut albums of bands.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Van Halen had a lot of great albums, but the fact this one, there wasn't any pretentiousness in this. It was exactly what they came to deliver. They came and body slammed. There wasn't anything. It wasn't like 1984, which is like that's the only time I saw Van Halen live was the 1984 tour. Again, I was here in Atlanta, and I was in high school, Northside School of the Performing Arts, which is now called North Atlanta, but back in the day, it was like one of those famed schools. So it had the regular curriculum of high school, but it also had this performing arts undertone. And it was a very, very big matter of fact, RuPaul came out of Northside.
Okay.
A lot of people came out of Northside. But all that being said, this album came out, I mean, Running with the Devil, the Kinks cover of You Really Got Me, Ain't Talking About Love, Jamie's Crying, the cover of John Brim's Ice Cream Man. I mean, just
on fire. Did you say Ain't Talking About Love?
Yeah, Ain't Talking About Love. I don't know if I did or not, but yeah, it was just
Jamie's Crying, man. Yeah, okay, yeah.
It was a powerhouse.
It was a
powerhouse album because once they kind of got to the fame point, I don't know if it was David Lee Roth or what it was that altered, but something clicked, and then they kind of they leaned more into the marketing and really kind of added a little bit of the pop element to it.
Mm-hmm.
But this album was exactly what it was supposed to be. Just pure balls to the wall rock.
I feel like they've been performing enough. They've been opening for other bands enough to the point that they just brought their show into the studio. I mean, there's almost no overdubs on this record. It's like it's the sound of a trio playing. And not only that, I'm not sure if it was Eddie or if it was like Ted Templeton, but whoever suggested that he run his guitar in mono, it's like that was something that was not done at that time. It's an engineering feat, man. Like, well, Van Halen was not messing around, man.
I just saw recently, I saw a video clip of Eddie saying that he doesn't own a distortion pedal.
Well, there you
he
go.
said it's all in the guitar. He goes from the guitar directly into the amp.
Oh yeah. Some of those dudes are like that. You know who else is like that? I only know because Sonny and I jammed with him, was Steve Vai. Sonny's bass tech, this dude Archie, who left us to work for Aerosmith. Archie he'd been working on he was building a guitar in the shop at Paisley. And when Steve Vai came to sit in, he didn't bring his own guitar. He just like walked in like, I could use whatever. Archie was like, I would be honored if you played this guitar that I built with my own two hands. And Steve, he grabbed it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, I like this. He did everything you've ever seen him do on any other guitar, on Archie's guitar with no pedals in front, nothing. Some of those old school dudes, it's in the hands, man. The gear's not going to do it.
The first time I saw Steve Vai was when he was playing with David Lee Roth on the Skyscraper tour. And I was just like,
oh yeah. Mm-hmm. No joke.
It's kind of like the first reaction that I had, when I went to go see Huey Lewis in the News, and you go there not really expecting much, and then you have this opening act. It's like
Huey Lewis and the News was some bad dudes, man. That's what you find out when you go see them, or when you did go see them.
Yeah,
they were a real soul band, man.
Yeah, it's just yeah. But when you go see Huey Lewis in the News and Stevie Ray Vaughan opens up, though, it's like, well, okay, we're just what are we doing here?
What are we doing
here? Man, I hope you guys have enjoyed this night of going through the 20 best debut albums, really, really specific debut albums. I'm going
to interrupt you, man.
Go ahead.
Somebody mentioned Seal.
And great debut album.
Yeah, I mean, really very strong. Like we missed some humdingers, man.
We didn't miss them. It's like
we didn't think of them.
Yeah, I mean, the reality of it is that some of these albums are good, but they just have there's a lot of weak spots. Like Seal's debut album is good, but there's a handful of weak spots on that album. I kind of really try to think of everything
you're right.
That's on there.
But you'd have to either be a fan of that style of production, because that's really that record is a manifestation of Trevor Horn's brain,
right?
Who produced 90125 by Yes, Slave to the Rhythm by Grace Jones. He was in the Buggles, The Video Killed the Radio Star. That was his band. Like, he basically brought Seal into the studio with his acoustic guitar and said, okay, let's have it. And then like, okay, Sonny Jim, you can file out for now. I'm about to create a masterpiece. If you like Trevor Horn's work, you love that record. Like you love Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Like you love Who's Afraid of the Art of Noise. It's a period,
Yeah, that Pleasure Dome tour with Frankie Goes to Hollywood was ridiculous. It was just like,
yeah. My friend
the world is my oyster.
My friend Icky James was like, he said, I saw them twice on that tour. He said the first time they said, hit me with your laser beam, and then nothing happened. He said by the end of that tour, when they doubled back, they had some lights. Like somebody must have told them, like, when you say that laser beam line, you need some laser beams, man. What are you doing? They got it by the end of the tour.
Yeah, it's a good idea, Love 60. I will do that, but very fast. We're not going to stop on it.
I don't want to interrupt any longer.
No, it was sorry. Keep trying to click on it, but it keeps on moving. Go through the top 20 recap for Lateport really, really quick. This includes the honorable mentions. We did Erykah Badu's Baduism. We did India Arie's Acoustic Soul. We did not talk about any of those because they were all Prince albums, so we did not talk about any of those, just to be fair to the artist that, this is all Prince's stuff. But I mean, MPG even has fingerprints. Anyways, we did Jesse Johnson's Review, D'Angelo's Brown Sugar, Thomas Dolby's The Golden Age of Wireless, Led Zeppelin's debut album, The Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experienced, Van Hunt's debut album, and of course a couple of pictures of me and Van 20 years apart, back in the day, and then just recently introducing the Hardline according to Terrence Trent D'Arby, The Cars, Jaco Pastorius, The Brand New Heavies, Question, Are We Not Men? We Are Devo by Devo, Let Love Rule by Lenny Kravitz, Boston's debut album, Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, Michelle Ndegeocello's Plantation Lullabies, Living Colors, Vivid, Shaka, Donald Fagen's The Nightfly, Jamiroquai's Emergency on Planet Earth, and then we closed with Van Halen's debut album. So that is all of them. So,
not bad, man.
It's all there. It's all there. Yeah, I mean, and again, there's plenty that we could put in there. The Systems debut album. There's so many.
So
I
many.
think I saw somebody mention Mick Murphy and made me think of that. Who's also
yeah.
going to. Next week, we're also going to have a lot of fun, and it's going to be a very, very visual show. I'll try to be as descriptive as possible when we have it. But next week, we are welcoming, and some of you may actually know him. We are going to be the Paisley Five and Dime with Eric Rogers. Eric Rogers is going to come on the show from the Paisley Five and Dime, and we are going to have the online Purple Artifact Roadshow. You guys have seen the Antique Roadshow. This is the online Purple Artifact Roadshow where Eric is going to showcase a lot of different things like the most valuable Prince merchandise and artifacts, things you may not know even exist that are somewhere out there. But if you have them, he'll also tell you what the value is going to be on some of these things. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about, and what I'll be doing this week is I will do a post and I'll allow you guys to put up some of your photos of some of your favorite Prince merchandise that you have that you feel like is like the piece de resistance, is like, oh my gosh, this is the golden chalice of Prince stuff that I have. And I will let you know that a lot of times people will hold up something and be like, this is the best thing that I have. And it's you can still get it. It's out there. But we are going to be having a lot of fun with this next week. And we'll see what you guys have too. It's going to be a lot of fun. And as I mentioned in the earlier part of the show, the merchandise will be available that will be featuring one of the first graphics from the 20-year anniversary of Funkatopia. That is the Sugar Skull graphic that is coming out, and it's going to be on some merch, and we'll let you know how all that works out. But that is really cool. Make sure you download the Funked Up app. You can get it on your iPhone. You can get it on the Google Play Store. If you've got an Android phone, get the Funked Up app. Join Patreon. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Funkatopia. That's how you can stay up to date on everything that we're doing. We try to give them as early as information as we can. Matter of fact, they will have access to a lot of this stuff before anybody else.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys have an amazing time. And it's been a hell of a night. That was a lot of stuff. That was a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. But we did it. I think we're all right. No, that wasn't that like the numbers. It was just great debuts. It was not a list like a number, like and number one. It was not. It wasn't that. We're just talking, man. They're all great.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun to kind of do this types of things. Yeah, there was no 20-1. That was, it definitely would have been in a different order if we were forced to do that with those.
That's too much pressure.
Yeah, that's just too much pressure because it's all in the perception, you know.
It really is. And all you're going to do is make people argue even more profusely.
Yeah, exactly. So
we're trying to come together. We're not trying to divide. We're trying to come together.
That's right.
Y'all.
Well, I hope you guys had a good time. Was there something that I was trying to share? No, there wasn't. Okay. I hope you guys had a good time. We will see you next week when we do the Purple Artifact Roadshow. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's be excited.
I'm Mr. Christopher. This is the legendary MPG drummer, Funkatopia co-host, Mr. Michael Bland. Yeah, he's the one you come to see. I know that. I've come to reality about this. Yeah, I haven't been around for 20 years not knowing shit. Okay, so
listen, man, I'm here in service. I'm just trying to help make a good thing better, man. That's it.
I hope you guys had a good time. We will see you next week. Take some pictures of those purple artifacts that you have that you think maybe worth something. We'll tell you.
Ready. Don't show up empty-handed next week. That's right. Yeah, come with your stuff.
We're gonna tell you if they're worth anything. You're gonna find out.
Yeah, right.
See you next week.